Hi guys, hi. Anyone able to hear me, guys? You could just respond with a thumbs up. Hello. Great, great. As we're waiting for other guys to come in, I would just want to start the session. Because today's session is basically more interactive and discussion, and maybe trying to hear a lot of experiences from the actors themselves. So before we go any further, allow me to ask one of us, as filmmakers, I think we are confident enough. I will just ask Jasper. Jasper, you lead us in a prayer. You tell us which country you are catching the session from, and then lead us into and then we start the session for today. Jasper, is that fine?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. You can go ahead.
Yes, my name is Jasper from Kenya. Let us pray. Father, we come before your presence, God. We thank you for the day and we thank you for this session we're about to begin. God, we pray may it be productive and may it be great. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Jasper, for that prayer. So, guys, film chat is more of a session that we have with fellow creatives, young creatives across Africa. We started with film chat with East Africa, that is with countries from Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, and Ethiopia. But it grew out to sprout out even to other places, from people coming in from other countries like Nigeria, from Malawi, from any other sessions. Yeah, so we have had a couple of sessions where we've had fellow creatives that inspire us, fellow young filmmakers that inspire us, that inspire people, that inspire even people that are older than them, that have actually made it in this really tough industry that we all know that is affecting so many young creatives across so many regions. So one thing that we shared amongst these fellow creators is the passion. We love that most of these people are passionate about what they do. They love what they do, and they also believe in what they do. So film chat on that matter, we started with things like how can a filmmaker start out as maybe like as to make your first film. How do you become an independent filmmaker, making short films, making documentaries, any other stuff? Like how do you start out as a young filmmaker? So those are topics that we discussed in September, in October. Now in November, we thought it wise that let's now have again, let's have the actors, let's have people come and interact. Let it be more of like trying to learn from experiences from people that have actually been able to stand out in the aspect of performance in front of the screens. And we reached out to for now, but later on when she comes on board, she will be able to pronounce her name better. I wouldn't want to pronounce it in a different way. So Tamara is an actress. She's a writer who has had also works that have featured on Amazon Prime, and also a couple of screenwrites that she has done for herself and also for the industry in Nigeria back home. She has gone ahead to inspire so many other creatives in the aspect of also podcasts. Yeah, when you go to Tamara's Instagram, you'll actually find out that she has those podcasts that she records and talks to fellow creatives. So we felt like her voice to be added onto today's session would impact not just us, but also even those that will listen to the chat after on, because we'll be able to record it and share it across. So Tamara, we are most welcome. So we really want to thank you so much for sparing this time and being part of the session. That is Tamara from Nigeria. Two, we have Robert Brain. I don't know if that is the pronunciation, but you'll be able to guide me. Robert is a stage actor from South Africa. Is in a film school, I think called AFDA. You'll be able to come again to also talk more about that. So Robert comes on today's session for us to, especially people who are into stage, who are into theater, people who are into that kind of genre, which is basically maybe not camera and filmmaking. So he comes with that experience. First of all, from South Africa, how is the industry in South Africa? How better are they from other regions of the continent? Understand that we look so much at South Africa as one of the countries that are doing well in film, especially South Africa and Nigeria. Those are one of Africa's top like filmmaking giants that we have. Most of watching films from these places, and sort of like they inspired us to be where we are today. So Robert comes on board with that talk in terms of theater. Then we have Maureen Muthoni. Maureen Muthoni is a TV and film actor. I will call her an actor because he sometimes embodies the roles that maybe an actress would not be able to do. And then now she tends up even to act it. I mean, she has that range of acting as a youngin. You know how hard it is to act as a young child, to act as someone who's troubled, to act as I've worked with her on a project where she acted as somebody who is can I say sort of like possessed, someone who is maybe who has lived for more years than we expect that maybe the years she's lived, and she really portrayed the role so well. So she has a range of performance when it comes to film and television. Some of us know the difference between television and film. So such a person for being part of today's discussion, I think it would also help us. And then lastly, we have a seasoned, I will call him a seasoned filmmaker, but this one is from Malawi. His name is called Mark 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 Person. Is it Mark Person? Mark Person. Again, when he comes on the chat, he will be able to pronounce his name better. So he's a seasoned actor from Malawi, featured also again in television and film, and he comes on board with experience to add on to what these other creatives will really discuss about. So allow me to start the discussion right away, just right away. So we'll have some questions. I will have some questions for this for the actors, but then after some time, if you really also have something to add on or something to ask these people, please do not hesitate to ask these questions. Remember, we are here to first of all learn, share, and again also see how best we can take this opportunity further. So first I want to confirm if these people are actually in the meeting. Tamara, you're in a meeting, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Robert, you're in a meeting?
Yes, I am here.
Okay. Maureen, you're in the meeting? Yes, I think she
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, she's here.
Yeah.
The other gentleman, is he in the meeting? Let me just confirm with him here. MC person, are you in the meeting? Okay, maybe you'll be joining. Maybe you'll be joining shortly. Okay, so since we confirmed that Maureen, Robert, and Tamara in a meeting, let me start with Tamara. So when it comes to auditioning, yeah, and learning roles, what's your personal mindset when you go into an audition? Do you become the character or simply show your range?
Hi guys. So that's a tricky question because most auditions
Okay,
they give you something to read
Tamara,
there. Yeah.
maybe just I'm sorry to maybe interject. Could you introduce yourself more? Because I just did a draft introduction. Could you introduce yourself more and then go into that question?
Okay. I kind of like the introduction though, but okay. Hi. I'm Tamara Sindio Apon. That's how to pronounce my name. Sindio Apon. Apologies if it's very long. I'm a jaw, so yeah, that's what we do in my tribe. But I'm an actor, I'm a screenwriter, and I produce. Lots of many hats, but I really love storytelling. I'm passionate about storytelling, so I'm always eager to do something on set or somewhere. I really don't know what else to say. I was on grind. I was on Checkout, Showmax, Grind, Prime. I did a short film a couple of years back. I'm working on my next short film currently. Podcasts and stuff. I basically just do anything that concerns storytelling and try to encourage others to do it too. That's me in a nutshell. Does that help?
Yeah. It does help. Yes. So
Okay, so I'm
so going to that question, how do you prepare for these roles? Like you had started.
I have a horrible relationship with auditions, if I'm being honest. I'm not great at them. First of all, I'm very hard on myself. Get that out of the way. But naturally, I used to struggle with very bad anxiety. And so it made me like I was just when it's time to audition, I'm always in my head and it's annoying. So I try not to step apart too much, which also meant that I kind of lost a lot of roles, right? So no, I don't really go into show range per se with anything different. If I try to prepare something, then I prepare something that I think is good enough and stands well. But more often than not, I try to just be the character. Like I try to show you that I don't exist anymore. When you look at me, you should see your character. How I look, how I dress when I go into an audition, how I speak when I'm there. Everything is how I feel like the character should behave in my head. And that changed the game for me literally. The first audition I ever did and got the role, I showed up dressed exactly how I pictured the costume would dress her, spoke how I thought. Like, I don't know how to describe it. You know, it's weird when you go to an audition and someone else sees you and immediately says, "Oh, you're reading for this person, right?" Because you're wearing, like, I tried to look so much like the person that I'm pretty sure they were worried and were like, "Okay, she looks like the person, but can she talk like the person?" But for me, it's strictly being the character you want. With a backup, just in case you say, "Okay, try something else." Yeah, that's my approach.
Okay. Does anyone have a question to maybe to Tamara? Because for me, I would feel like um, apart from her maybe trying to embody the role, maybe because she says you talked about what about confidence? Maybe talk about the issue of confidence because auditioning for one role, maybe if you auditioned for a role in maybe 5 years back, is it the same pressure that you have today when you go to audition for that role, or it sort of like changes, like the confidence comes with time?
Some people will tell you that confidence comes with time, Brian. Honestly, it's different for different people, right? I relate more with people who deal with anxiety or who have dealt with anxiety because a huge part of our job has to do with being liked. A huge part of doing everything we do is validation, right? You act and people tell you you're good. You can't decide that you're good. You're not satisfying self. It's like you're cooking for a village and the village has to tell you how good you are and everything. So there's this pressure, especially if you're going to an audition and you're broke. Maybe you borrowed the money. When I first came to Lagos in 2018, I used to borrow money to go for auditions. And Danny and all of them would be doing like big call outs, and they would have over, by the time I get there by 8 a.m., there's already over 500 people in queue waiting ahead of me. And sometimes some people get there by 6 and there are hundreds of people already. So it's intense, especially because sometimes you may know these other people from something you've not been in. I was very new when I started acting professionally, like nothing, no portfolio, nothing. And then I would go for auditions and see people who had something, at least, who I knew their faces at least. I'm not saying they were very big now, but they had done a lot more than I had. They had something to say, oh, you should check me out here. And sometimes they would come in, and you know how we are. We just sit in a group and we talk about our different works, and they're like, hey, what have you done? I'm like, nothing. I haven't done anything. And I'm in this place, this huge space, queued up, waiting for my shot. And it's often, if they have a few hours to spare, by the time the numbers are so increased, the patience is already wearing thin by the time 500 and something is coming in. So there's a lot of pressure, and there was a lot of nervousness and anxiety. I didn't feel confident. I did not feel confident. Not one second have I walked into an audition room and felt like, oh yes, I'm confident. No, not for the first few times, like ever. What I felt was I had to prove to these people that I was what they were looking for. How do I do that? What are my strengths? How do I do this role differently? How do I do it softly? It was intense. It was chaos in my head. And there is the rejection that comes with it. But over time, I realized that anxiety was robbing me of my joy. So I started to break it down in parts. Be the character, look like the character, dress how you think the character would dress. Be so much the character. Okay, now I look like the character. That gives me, it's not a lot, but it gives me some confidence. Because I realized that with acting for me, I'm no longer Tamara. So if I look like the character, I call myself the character, it's not Tamara anymore. Tamara may be nervous, but Tiwa is not nervous. Tiwa is confident. Tiwa is very self-assured. Tiwa loves the body. Tiwa is, because ultimately being the character for me meant getting out of my own head. That's it. And that's where confidence starts to coming back again. Not still like, I'm sorry. I wish I could tell anybody listening to this that, oh my God, I always feel like a 10 out of 10 every time I enter the room and every time I leave. No, I do not. I'm just not me when I'm in the room anymore. That's where my confidence comes in, because if I'm not me, who am I? Is that person nervous when they're doing the scene? Are they scared? Because the easy part to do is say your name for the camera and all of that. And then you step where they want you to stand and then you start talking. I remember one time because I talk very fast naturally, but when I'm acting, I'm told to slow it down a bit. And I went for this audition and they were like, oh, we saw this, we saw that. Okay, just come in and do your thing. Let's see. And in 1 minute, I had my lines done. I knew I could talk fast, but that was rough. It was like I was rapping. And the director looked at me and said, are you okay? I said, I'm fine. He said, okay, we'll need you to take that again. Are you sure you're okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'll do that again. And I had to remind myself, like, real quick, like, oof, that was Tamara. Tamara is so nervous. You're not Tamara right now. You already look like the person. Be the person. And that is the difference for me, being myself versus being that person. Once I'm done with the scene, once I'm done giving it everything, I can come back to being Tamara. And when I come back to being Tamara, in my head, it's like, it's already done. I've already given you what I feel like that person would do after practicing, after reading the story to understand everything I could understand from it. Now I get to be confident. Now I get to show you fun Tamara, the Tamara that is like, hey, hi, I love your work. And I move on. And then when I walk away from that, I feel better. I'm not overanalyzing anymore. I used to do that a lot earlier, but now I don't. If I get it, great. If I don't, I'll keep working on it. And that's the version of confidence I know. Stepping in there and reminding myself that it's not about me, it's about the character. And I guess with time, I would be more confident, but for me, I do it scared. I don't wait for confidence because sometimes I would never feel that way. I this year I lost someone very close to me. My dad died, and someone called me the next day and said, "Hey, we need you to come play a role somewhere and something." And it was crazy in that moment because my first reaction was, "Okay, yeah, where do you want me to be? Because I've worked with this person before and everything." And I was actually going to go there and kill that role. I wasn't thinking as me. So when he hit me, you know how life happens. And when he hit me suddenly that, yo, you're not going anywhere. You were busting into tears at random moments. You can't do this right now. I was like, oh, right. I can't do that. I'm sorry. Something came up. And I had to explain that part because I'm so used to doing things scared. Confidence will find me on the road. Confidence will find me after a few mistakes and after I've learned. Confidence will find me when I've done, like, I would do it scared, do it anyway. That's just me. I'm not a very confident person, but I know what I want and I am stubborn, if that helps. Did I answer your
Really,
question, Byron?
yeah, it does answer the question. I really admire your confidence, even when you don't have it. When you say you do things scared, I mean that speaks a lot. I mean, most of us here are creatives, and I think you really uh, understand when Tamara says that she does things scared. So she finds the confidence on the way. She doesn't wait to be confident to actually go and really that was amazing, guys. We can just show up maybe just a reaction, your emoji, just to appreciate Tamara's reaction. Just emojis, guys, on the screen as I come in to ask. Oh, sorry. I think I was muted. So I was asking, guys, you can get me, Robert. Yeah, I was asking him, what is that one audition that you attended and you didn't get, but it changed your life for whatever reason, whether bad or good. Yeah, but you didn't get the role for that role. I mean, for that audition.
Okay, good afternoon, good morning, good evening from wherever you are. Um, so the one role that I didn't got
Yeah,
was
maybe introduce yourself first, where you are, such that we people get to know where you are. Then you can start with the question.
okay. So my name is Robert Bevan Bryan, straight from South Africa, Western Cape, Cape Town. So I am a stage performer, and I'm also a stage hand and technical work. So for up until now, I've been working on a couple of projects on stage and off stage because I'm a lighting designer and lighting operator, and I also do stage work as a performer and also as stage hand. So is that enough introduction from my side?
Hello, you asking?
Yeah, I'm just asking, is that enough that I can give?
Yeah. That's enough. That's enough. You can now go ahead with the question. Thank you.
Okay. The one role I did audition for but I didn't got was there was this main role that this one guy needs to kill his sister, right, in order to find himself in a financial state. But I went for the audition, right, and then I got into the audition. I just started doing my lines, and then the director cut me while I was busy doing my lines, and then he told me like we need more appearance from you because you're not giving us the full physicality of the character that they want. And then while I was busy doing my second performance, because normally during audition you don't get a second opportunity, but I think the director wanted to see my different aspect from one character to another. And then when I performed the second time, he said that he doesn't like the way how I am manipulating the character because in his mindset he wanted me to do it in this particular way, but I didn't meet him halfway because he said the energy that I was giving him was just a 40% and he wanted 60%. And then when I asked him in the audition if I can maybe like get the insight to where I must go, and then he just said, no, we're not gonna continue further. We can just go to the next person because time is money. And then I asked him one more question before I went out. I asked him, if you want me to be at the certain level, meet me halfway, and then I will meet you at the next level because if you're telling me I need to jump off stage to go scare anyone in the audience, right? If I jump off and I go to one audience member, and this audience member is not the one that is particularly afraid of someone getting into their comfort zone, right? Then that won't be a nice way because the actor did his part, the performer did his part, but the reaction of the audience member was just different to what the director expected. So he told me that you didn't want me on that role, and then I was like, no, it's fine. And then a week after that, the director that said I must not come in for the audition, he was suspended from the project that was currently running in the venue that they were booking out. And then they got a new director, and the new director was a friend of one of the executive producers that was also on the panel. And he told me that irrespective of what the performance you gave, I really want you to come work in the theater space, not as a performer, but as a helping hand in the technical aspect. And ever since that day, I feel like if you go into audition and the director doesn't find a role for you, there's always gonna be something else for you because that is not just the only work that you're gonna get in the industry, right? Because yeah, in the industry there is gonna be times you want to shine, but being behind of the miracle and amazing showcase, there is people actually helping to bring the story to life, not just on stage, but also behind the scenes. So for me, that was actually a very inspired moment because even though I didn't get the role that I wanted, it opened doors for me in a different way. Yeah, so that is for me the audition I didn't get, but actually taught me that there's many more things than just you yourself on stage, but but your potential and talent and passion that you always have for the theater will always be there, but just in a different way. So yeah, that is my story that I wanted to share with you guys.
Oh wow, wow, wow! That's I didn't see the story coming. When you said at first that you a stage performer and then you're a light technician, I didn't know that actually you became a light technician based on the question that we are to ask you. Again, guys, these questions are not even programmed. They're not even like we talked to the actors before these questions. We only just shared the questions to them. So questions are just coming randomly. They're not even coming like they don't know what questions being asked. So, but I think this is again another perspective that we had not seen. So you took the rejection that you failed to get a role on the screen or on the stage to actually start a new sort of like uh, profession or career or talent or skill that you didn't know that you had to actually start doing it, right?
Now the thing is, the week, no, not the week, the month before the audition, I actually finished with my studies in technical working as a lighting designer and operator. So the lecturer of of my module is actually friends with one of the um autistic producers, right? So they actually collab together because the autistic producer told one of my lecturers that I went for the audition, but the director cut me off, and then he gave the new director, an insight of my history in the technical workspace. So in that time, they also actually needed one, and then he just recommended me. So, and then the week after my audition that I got rejected from, they they sent me a message and called me and said I can come in, can I run the lights, and then they said no, I'm actually the one that they really been looking for because of there was a few before me, but they didn't came up to the standard that I was at that time.
I I think I'd lost network for a second. Can you guys get me now?
Yes.
Just a moment. Okay. I think we can go ahead. Uh, okay. So Robert, I really missed out what you shared, but I hope the members on the chat got it. So let me just go all the way to Maureen. So Maureen, my question to you would be like, how much do you think preparation for one audition versus like maybe talent? Can I call it talent, or can I call it like maybe uh, just like, I don't want to call it guessing. I don't want to call it like obvious, but how do you think maybe if you prepared for a role and then maybe you just landed yourself for a role like in that audition, how would you do it? For example, you could be an audition, you've gone to audition for a certain role, and then the director says, no, switch, maybe want you to try out this role. So how do you uh, maybe overgo something like that?
Hi everyone. My name is Maureen Modhoni. I'm from Nairobi, Kenya.
I'm a film and television actor. Yeah. I don't have anything else about action that I'm but yes, doing. But yes, action achieve, but a lot of validation from Bravo share. Mostly it's important to prepare, even when you're not audition on that. It's very good audition. But time go so far. But yeah, it's there to tell you, try this one, but you can have faith. There's a lot of probably lack sometimes. Yeah, entirely because something else than what you had prepared for. You just have by instinct and that you have learned over the years or what's off the top of your understanding choose character. Because mostly during audition, you don't have much time to sort of prepare. So the time is limited because there's so well and auditioning and doing and you retire results. I don't know if I've answered that, but I think both preparation and talent are in play, and also instinct. Because sometimes you just have to pull from your own spirit, especially when you have time to quite prepare and do a lot of that on the character you're auditioning for. Many times you also get to pull from your own emotion or that. It's fine.
Maureen,
You do
uh,
all you yeah.
Maureen, I think your network it was on and off. I thought it was maybe getting that challenge, but I think even people in the chat it was breaking. So could you maybe you could try to check that and see if maybe it is clear now. Hello?
Hello. Am I clear now?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Okay. So I don't know where my network broke off. It's a lot. Okay, I'll just try and summarize.
Yeah.
What said is that both talent and coming the audition. Yes, sometimes you know that you're going to run for and for it. But sometimes when you go inside other concepts with that, eh, try something else. So that time you have to survive on your talent, you have to survive on your own experience. Find something to pull, you can pull a move. Experience. What are important is to do your thing and end of the time the results. Because a lot you do not have control over it. Sometimes you do, more times over what happens in the social room. So just go do your thing from the But I don't know if I've answered. I hope I have.
Yeah, we didn't we missed out, I think, so much on what you're saying because of the network. Someone is saying, is the network being taxed? uh, okay. But one thing I got from what you said is that preparation is important. And then also instincts. You can't work on instincts, but it's sometimes you have to prepare for the role such that it matches with the talent that you have, which I think is something that pretty much summarizes your discussion of what you're trying to put out across. so many times people think talent. There's this discussion that we normally have. There's discussion. No, Jasper, no worries. I think she will rectify the issue of the internet now. So there's this discussion. I don't know most of us here who are into soccer. The debate between Ronaldo and Messi, who is better than the other. I don't know if people have had a discussion. And then other people will selfishly say, this guy is talented, the other one works hard. For me, I think hard work and talent should really move hand in hand. I think it's the same thing that comes also to this other side of filmmaking. Talent, preparation, those are all things that you can't bypass. You really can't dodge. You can't dodge that. Does anyone have a question to these people in terms of auditions from us, the filmmakers? This is the chance for you to ask them any questions in terms of auditions when it comes to auditioning. Any questions, guys? You can unmute and then just ask them a question. Any person, one of them. Any question, guys? Okay, if there's no question,
sorry.
let's move. Okay, yes, someone is asking.
Okay, sorry again. Maybe I
Yes,
think
Calvin.
I have a question. Hello? Am
Yes,
I clear?
Calvin. Yes, Calvin,
Okay.
you're very clear.
Okay, thank you so much. So, my question was to no one, not is not directed to anyone in particular, but what I'm just asking is maybe being an actor, and especially if I will wish to get views for those who are under management and those who are not maybe under not management. What are the really pros towards having a management as an actor, and for maybe an actor to break through into the industry, uh, is it really a must for the management, or there can be a way towards it? So just asking about the pivotal role and of the talent or the talent agents or the talent management, like having to have for an actor to package yourself maybe under something, under a brand, or also there are actors who have made it by being just maybe representing themselves and etc. Something like that. Thank you.
Okay, guys, the question is there for you. Anyone to take it on?
Hi, if you don't mind, I think I can shed some light on this. Is that okay?
Yeah, Tamara, it's okay.
Okay, so I don't have management, and something came up this year that made me really consider being managed, right? But it wasn't even just for acting reasons alone. One of the best parts, and I would say this straight and just move on. One of the best parts about having a management is your fee. In my country, in Hollywood, if they are looking to hire you and you have a management, they come correct. It's not, it's not, oh, please, can you do this just for us for 100? No. Once they know that you have a management, it's like you've moved up in the game. No matter how small you feel like you've moved, your pricing, your fees, it comes correct because they know that you're being represented by someone. When your name comes up in conversations, it connotes a bit more respect, right? In conversations, in what you do. Oh, she's being managed by who? Or he's being managed by who? That's the idea. That was the general idea, right? And it helps because the way someone would negotiate with me when they know me and say, oh, please just do it. Oh, we don't have a lot of money. It's not the same way you talk to my management. My management will send you my daily rates and probably tell you, okay, we can make a discount if we want, but they look out for my interest in a way where you can't treat me anyhow, but they're not the ones always looking for the jobs for you. You can't package nothing. You can't package hot air. Like, if you don't have the talent, if you don't have the skills, no amount of packaging can sell that. Because to a certain level, you have to be sellable. There's the management some of my friends work with. I really love the management so much. I love the person handling it as if it's not a friend, it's an acquaintance, sort of. And I always look at it when I was thinking about getting management this year because I was in so many different conversations as a filmmaker, as a writer. And I was like, I'm done handling all of this on my own. I had to sit and ask myself, once again, it's a very important question that I feel like sometimes actors don't ask enough. Do you really need to be managed right now? Because there will come a time that people will be begging and asking to manage you. It happens. If you're very good, if you're very detailed. When I say good, I don't just mean talent. Talent is never enough. Hard work. People would remember how you are on set over, oh, she's just a very good actor, were you problematic? All of those there's a lot there to unpack. So in every time I've asked myself the question, there's a time I said, oh, do I need a management? And I realized I didn't need management, I needed a lawyer. Do you have a good lawyer? Because your management's lawyer is not your lawyer. Even having a lawyer changes the game. And then you can now go up to, do you really need management? Because if you don't need management and you get management, a huge part of your fee is going that way. It's not 10%, it's more than that. But I would say this, when you have a management, branding becomes a lot easier, especially if they're very good. Especially if they're very good. I used to work with a media company that had me reaching out to talents a lot. And honestly, the right management packages you so well for opportunities. They don't look for the jobs for you, no. But they brand you so well. They make you more sellable. I have to use, it's like your commodities, like water. It's like sachet water, bottled water, and the different kind of, but like, it helps. I would not lie, it helps. But it's not something to be jumped into just for the sake of, because I remember in 2019, we're doing SOI, web series or somewhere on YouTube right now. And we're working with someone, I'm not to name drop, no. But yeah, well, I was working with someone who was considered big, he's even bigger now in industry. And he had a management and he was complaining about how he had to pull out of his management because they weren't getting him any jobs. They were not branding him properly. And any work he got on his own, he had to split the fee because he had a management. And the contract was just so bad. He was like, no, he had to rethink that at the time and decide, you know what, my money's coming to me. I will handle myself as I am my own manager. It's doable. Because people have personal managers, not a huge company. You can't do that. No offense, but you can pretend to do that. There are tips and tricks to this. But you can act like you already have a manager. You can learn more about the business. I'm very big on learning about the business. But when it comes to, do you need a manager now? You need a lawyer more than you need a manager half the time. As a creative, you need a lawyer more than you need a manager. And before you get a manager, my advice is learn to manage yourself first. Learn to actually understand it so you know if your management is doing what they should do for you. But ultimately, if you have a manager, it helps with branding, it helps with brand perception. And if they're doing the job right, your fee is better because they're not negotiating with you direct. There's no, oh, you're my friend, and we don't have. It's a clean negotiation with someone who is probably. I like to use the word meaner. I don't I don't need my manager to be very, very nice. I need you to be very business savvy. So yeah, management helps, but it can also be bad if they don't know what they're doing and you don't know what you're looking for. I hope that helps.
Calvin, does that help?
Yeah, sure, it helps. And thank you so much for the explanation and digging deeper. Thank you.
Yeah, I think she has explained it so well when she says, you don't need a management. You need a lawyer as you're starting out, or even when you're there. I think you need a lawyer. But again, you need to manage yourself first before even you start looking on for management. Which I think is very important. Also, to know when you need a manager. Do you really need a manager, or you can actually do this yourself? which I think is important. The other thing also that which you said was people remember how you behaved on set. Yeah, that is the most important thing. However good you are, but if you misbehaved on set, I think that could be something that you leave behind as an actor. Any other question to the actors on auditioning before we go on to the next one? Okay, let's go on to the next one. Maureen, is your network now good enough?
I hope so. I've
Yeah,
tried to fix it.
Now it is better. It is better now. I think we can get you. So we'll start with you, Maureen, on branding. Yeah. And no, not even branding. That is not yet on branding. On reading and understanding the script. So the question is, when you first receive the script, what's your process? Do you read it as an actor or as a storyteller or as the character that you've been given?
Okay, so I hope everyone can hear me clearly. If you lose me, please say immediately.
No, we can get
So
you. We can get you.
okay, thank you. So I believe the process for everyone is different, but for me personally, when I receive the script for the first time, what I do is just I read the entire thing a number of times as a story. I'm not in character. I'm not reading as my character. I'm just reading the whole thing to understand the entire story, acquainted like with the entire story, because I believe understanding the story as a whole will help me like in my character as well, because most times on set you shoot out of sequence. Do you understand? Like you can shoot this scene, you can shoot scene 1, then shoot scene 10 on the same day, then you're shooting out of sequence and not actually shooting the way the scenes are put on the script. So if you've not read the entire thing, it's very confusing. So for me, I just read the entire thing a number of times. It also helps me to get my lines easily. So I'm not just cramming, so that I understand the whole thing. So I read a script probably like 8 times first to just like understand the story and the whole thing. And then now I read now to get my lines. I've read the whole thing a number of times. Now I start reading just to get my lines. So, but by the time I'm on set, my lines are on my fingertips. If your lines are on your fingertips, when you get on set, it's quite easy to just play with the character. You can try different ways of doing this thing. You can also rely on your instinct at that point, because your lines are there. You know the entire story. You know what this person is doing. You know what their objectives are, all that. So it becomes easy to just be free on set and just let go. Yeah. So that's my process with the script.
Okay. So when you say that you read the story so many times, so it means you read the story as a storyteller, not as an actor, the first time you get it, right?
Yes, the first time I get it, I read it as a storyteller. Actually, I read it as a storyteller a number of times first before I start reading it as an actor to analyze my scenes. But I read it as a storyteller first a number of times so I can just get the whole story.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, let me ask you this. Are there moments or maybe a moment that you disagreed with the director or the writer, in that sense, maybe the writer wrote something in your character, but then because you've understood, because see, actors, most of the times you actually read a script and understand it even more than the people who wrote it. So at that moment, especially in terms of the characters, in terms of the developments and how we find these people and how we leave them. So are there scripts that you've read and characters like the character you've been given, you're like, this maybe should have been made better, maybe improved here and there, and maybe you actually reached to the director or the writer and actually asked them to change something or improve it. And how was that process? Did they take it? Did they not take it?
Yes, that has actually happened to me before. There was a television series I was doing for a long time, And my character was always sad and crying every time. Literally every scene was starting with she's crying, she's crying, she's crying. And I was like, at some point I was like, no, this is too much, because the more you shoot, like, even my character is aging, she's growing. So I don't think every time she would process sadness as tears. There's time you'd laugh and you're sad. So there's a scene I saw and it started again with tears. She's bursting in tears. And I told the director, do we really need, I don't believe we need tears here. I could play this in a different way that will show growth in my character, in the way that she processes sadness, because she's known sadness for so long. So I don't think the way she does it in season 1 is the same way she do it in season 7. So yeah, that was quite good. And I approached the director respectfully, and yeah, they agreed and they said, actually, you don't have to do tears all the time. Just do it in a different way. You can show sadness when you're calm. And I loved that, because from that moment, I believed my character like quite evolved, and that was quite good. Yeah.
Okay. You're lucky that you like.
Brandon,
Yes.
yeah, just a minute before you continue, I wanted just to clarify also something on that.
Okay.
Apologies for the interruption. But what I was saying is, I wanted to speak now as a director. Is actually, it's not disagreeing with the director or the storyteller. And the example, just to let the story, her story, how she has told us, it's more of agreeing to agree with that. Like when you take it that when you want to make a correction, and even to an actor, when you want to make a correction to a script or during the shooting, yeah, it's always good to see it as trying to agree with their vision, but now you have seen it, you have seen their vision, but in a different way or in a different perspective. So when you see it in terms of, I want to agree with this person's thought by giving him this idea, that builds even that confidence and the need to really approach in a very, in a very good and professional manner. Yeah, I want just to clarify, it's more of trying to agree with maybe a director or writers. And for so many directors and writers, they really do allow, but not all. But depending on how we have seen it, like we want to agree with them, but now in my different thought, that makes it easier. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Calvin. Thank you actually for approaching it as a director. Also, you might have some questions for you later on how you work with these actors. So Maureen, just to recap on what you said, you read the script as a storyteller, and then you understand the story so many times that even when you go into getting into reading your let me say your character, you already know this story, you already know it inside out. And then also the reason as why because of shooting out of sequence, because sometimes you may start with the last scene, and then now if you didn't read and be asking on set, now what happens here? So you don't want to be that actor who's asking all the time what is happening here, which I also think is something good that most of us should also embrace. Thank you, Maureen, for that submission. So, Robert, back to you in terms of also reading the script and trying to understand. How do you find emotional truth in scenes that you personally can't relate to? Yeah. How do you find that truth in those scenes that maybe you don't resonate with? Robert, are you there? Maybe your mic is not unmuted. You should. Okay. I see MC person is here in the meeting. You're most welcome, sir. We would like you to say hi. I don't know if you're in position to talk to us, introduce yourself, and then where you are getting the chat from, and then also we'll there and then go into the questions that we've had, because the session has already gone in a bit like 30, almost an hour in. So I would request you to talk to us.
Thank you, Solomon, and everyone. Yeah, I'm really sorry. I've joined in late. We have no power here, and my phone battery is critically low. So I've just tried to connect to a PC, and I don't know how long that is going to hold. Yes, thank you for the opportunity being here. My name is Macpherson Chatama from Malawi. I'm a film actor, and I'm so pleased to be with you all here. I don't know what has already gone past at this point, but I would like maybe to share with you.
Okay. Maybe just to recap,
Yes.
just to recap, we just into the auditioning part of filmmaking. On the chat, we have people from different parts. We have Tamara from Nigeria. We have Robert Brain from South Africa. We have Maureen from Kenya. These are actors who, of course, like you, who have been talking to us basically about the acting. In the live session, we don't have so many people today, but the session is being recorded and is streaming. So most of the reactions may be got after the session is done, but we didn't want to keep the session. We didn't want like the session to keep lagging without it going forward. So we went into that session. So auditioning is what we're talking about now. For you as a seasoned actor, we shall understand like when the power goes off. I mean, when the phone blacks out. So we'll truly understand, since you've told us that the power is not there at your side. So once where you'll stop, it will be good. So we're just on to auditioning. What do you talk about auditioning in the years of experience that you've auditioned as an actor? Do you still audition, or are you just called to play roles since you are seasoned? How does auditioning affect you as an actor? And two, when you go for auditioning, are you is it always the same experience, or it is different now that you've done it for so many years?
All right. Thank you so much. Greetings, Robert. Greetings, Maureen. And greetings, my sister there from Nigeria. Is it Tamara? Yeah. Yes. Here in Malawi, my experience has it that auditioning still happens. But at this stage that I am, I only audition when new people come, because they don't know me. So I'm not the only one here, of course. There are just quite a bunch of us. Some have been in the industry longer than me, and some shorter than me. So it depends. If they don't know me at all, they still go for auditions. But also sometimes, even people that know me, they still audition me. But the main point is made that we audition just because they want to see where they can field you in the casting. But sometimes it's just 100% to see if you can come in. But for people who are new to Malawi and they want everybody to be auditioned, they also audition us, even those who are seasoned like us. With these auditions, my experience has been that you also have an opportunity to explore other areas where you've been maybe feeling like you already know things. So when people audition you, they also help you to rediscover other strengths that you have, and also other areas that you may have to explore more. Because, after years of doing this, at some point, you get so used, and you take things sometimes, things to do with creativity. Sometimes you can just feel like this is how we do this, this is how we do this, this is how I get into character, and this type of character takes this, and this to achieve. But when they audition you, they challenge you. I'm saying they challenge you because sometimes maybe you are used to gentle roles. This makes you experience that thing called stereo casting, where people just see you as such. Mark only fits in this, maybe as a softer character. So for others to put you, to cast you as a villain, maybe as a violent person or an evil person, they don't even think about it. They think you only fit in if casted as a pastor, maybe a teacher, a headmaster, maybe a government official. So auditions help to expose other sides of you. However, some people, they take audition as a way of maybe just to make people compete. Maybe the same character, they want you people whom they think you fit, but they want to get the best. So they audition you. Just out of competition, you fall or you continue. So the winner takes it. Another thing that I've experienced is that the auditions sometimes remove that thing of being friends, because we are quite a large group. So it's easy for someone to lose objectivity when they are casting people. They will only remember their friends. So to deal with that problem, they just audition everyone to make sure that who fits in takes the position. So at this point, that's how I can describe my experience with auditioning. Thank you. If any more questions?
Indeed, it is experience speaking, because when you say when you say that you still audition up to now, and again you say that you see it as a challenge to rediscover yourself with the strength that you have, to avoid the typecasting that we keep seeing, that maybe the certain roles people have been seeing. I think that comes with experience after so many auditions and after you trying out so many things. There's a friend here on the chat called Scholastica Thitai. She's a casting director. So maybe on a later note, if she comes in, I will ask her something when it comes to casting and maybe auditioning. Scholar, if you're on the chat, you can maybe let me know, and then maybe you can chip in on something to deal with auditioning before we go, maybe as we go into the next topic. But before that, MC person, your name is hard to pronounce. Is it MC? Is it?
It's Mike.
I don't know.
It's these Scottish names. It's Mike. So the short way of writing Mike is just MC, and
MC
person. It's McPherson. Yeah. So it's McPherson.
Maybe I'll just say MC for the purpose of the meeting. For the purpose of the meeting.
All right, that's fine with me. No problem.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. We'll come into other discussions later on. But I want to know if Scholar is on the chat. If she's there. Yes, Scholar is here. Yes, you are welcome, Scholar. I'm sorry for maybe bumping into you this, but then when MC talks about auditioning and the issue of friends, Scholar, I understand you have faced this challenge whereby you are a casting director, but then you have friends auditioning for the same roles. Yeah. And then you find a challenge of maybe casting or failing to, I don't know, do you fail to cast? Do you cast? How do you come across that situation of avoiding friendships? Because MC says that these filmmakers will audition because they want to avoid the friends from being given maybe the roles. Now, for you, the casting director, now you have auditioned, but now your friends have turned up. The Maurins are there, the Roberts, the Tamaras, they're all coming to audition. You know these people. How do you then select the roles for the person?
Thank you so much, Kabo, because I was not even ready to speak. Also, I've not done casting since I think last year, December. I'm more into producing now, but from the experience of casting is understanding the being very objective, even when your friends are coming in, being objective and also serving the story. I think one of the most important things is serving the story. Whether you are a director, whether you're a producer, the goal is the same. And everybody needs to remember that. So when you know what the goal is and what the goal of the story is, even if your sister comes in for an audition, then and they don't fit the role, then technically obviously they're not going to get that role. So first, the objectivity when you're doing the casting, and to remember that you're actually serving the story and not trying to give your friends jobs. That's what I would say about that.
Okay. Thank you, Scholar. Thank you, Scholar, for that. Okay, Robert, are you back? Robert, are you back?
Yes, I am back at the moment.
Okay. So Robert, the question before you went off was how do you balance your own wait, no. Yours was about like preparing for a role that you don't, I think, remember that question, which was something to do about the role. How do you find emotional, like how do you find the emotional truth in scenes that you don't relate to, but you have to play that role?
Okay, for me now, if I had to play a role that included a feeling or an emotion that I'm not comfortable with, I normally do research about the character, what their mental state is, and then I'll do research on how do people with this type of illness or maybe like mental state, how do they deal with these type of emotions, and what what actually is the reason why they're in this mental state. And then if I see what they, for instance, they give me an answer to how they feeling and why they feeling this certain way, then I would place myself in their shoes, but I won't portray the full character, because if I put myself in that mental state, it can harm me as a performer, because I'm trying to adapt to an emotion that I am not comfortable with, you know. And then also, once I found my answers into what I had researched for them, I would mainly use breath breath control, because the the more you control your breathing and how you express your breathing while performing is actually it can help you during your performance, because breath is how you articulate words, you know. So in terms of emotions, you're gonna have to breathe so that the emotion can come through, because if you just plan on into just snapping into that character and that emotion that you maybe don't know where to channel it, it can maybe hurt you in terms of your long distance career, because you're trying to go find something that you're not usually normal to. So that can maybe break your mental health, because you more focus on the character and not your well-being. So for me, I would say I would go for breath control and do research on why the certain character has this type of emotions and what is the influence on the certain behavior and what they are going through at that point of time. So that is what I would say, how I would portray a character if I don't normally know how to channel the emotion or how to express the emotion that is not home to myself, you know.
Okay. Thank you. I think that is also self-explanatory, whereby you go into the characters' emotion at that moment, at that time, what they're going through, which I think answers so much of the question. And then lastly, in this section, I will ask Tamara, how do you handle a script that feels poorly written? Yeah, it is very poor, but then it has potential. So do you adapt to it, or do you question the writing? I don't know. What do you do?
This is not a nice question to ask me. I'm not a very nice person when scripts are not well written. Um, so I learned a long time ago
Yeah,
that nobody
yeah.
likes a know-it-all.
That's why it is a question for you.
Uh, okay, so let me be honest about I try to be kind, but I'm obsessed with story in a way that I feel people forget that because you're a writer, you want to say, oh, I'm a storyteller, right? I am a storyteller. I write different things, honestly. But I'm also someone who enjoys stories. So it's not like, oh, I'm just a storyteller, I just want to tell it. No, I want to enjoy. I want to enjoy being told a story too. So because I want to enjoy, the first time I get a script, I read like I would read a novel. I don't even read it like, oh, I'm going to act on this. I genuinely read it like, is this story interesting? I'm talking snacks in front of me, my highlighter, my pen, and like, let's go. Let's just sit down and enjoy first. The second round, highlighter will get to work. So if I read a script and it is poorly written, not enough tension, maybe your character, the one that really, my pet peeve is when a character is not consistent with who they are. Because you can't tell me your character is bold and makes tough decisions. And then halfway through, I'm like, what's going on here? When I see things like that, they push me out of the story. And I cannot shut up. It's not a very good thing in my business because it's really easy for people to say, oh, you're so difficult to work with. It's such a simple statement to throw around. And before you know it, it's going around on sets. Let's be honest, people throw that a lot. And there's also the gender issue. But if I do not like the story, if I feel like the story is not well done, if you're not somebody I can talk to about it, I will politely decline. There are many ways to politely decline. It's not, I don't say, oh no, I cannot work on this. In fact, there's a video I made about this that I think I'm going to post today. But no, I literally would tell you that I have another job that clashes with the time you want to do this. I'm so sorry, I cannot really be a part of this right now. But next time I really would love to work with you. I would politely decline if you're not somebody that I can have a conversation with, because the industry is not as big as you would think. Word spreads around. I must know someone who knows someone who's worked with you before. I do my research before I go to any set because it's my life on the line. If I'm traveling to go work somewhere, it's my life on the line. So I do a lot of research. So when you say, oh, I'm sending you a script and stuff, and I read the script and I have issues with the script, it's not well done. I do my research. What's this person like? What are they like? And okay, can they be spoken? And I really ask the people I trust, people that can be honest with me. And once I get the feedback I need and I realize, okay, you can't tell this person anything about their story, maybe they're the director and the writer and okay, thank you very much. I'm so sorry. I cannot be a part of this. That I know. But I do not say to you like that. I would genuinely be like, oh my God, it's such a good story. There's potential in it. I'm very careful what I say. There is potential in it. When do you plan to shoot and stuff like that? I get all of this information, then I reply by saying, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm not going to be available for that. I have this I'm doing. It always bites me in the butt later on, because sometimes they now come and be like, oh, we moved the date, we want to know. So it's like I have to decline again. I have to keep finding ways to just be like, yo, I'm not sure I can work on this right now. I'm very booked. It's not a good thing, because some people will tell you to just do the job and forget the money. Really, though, you're getting paid for this. Just do your part and get your money. But I like a good story. I may not be as rich as I want to be in the industry. I may not be as big as I want to be in the industry. But I kind of want that when you see my name on something, you're like, I like this person. Also, this story is important to me. And I'm also grateful that I'm no longer in a place where I got out of that rabbit hole of, oh, I would do anything for a story. I would be in any story. I am not cut out to be in just any story. I have hard limits. But if I read it and you are someone that I can talk to, if you are someone I can have a good conversation with, I like your energy is right, I would talk to you about it. It's a matter of sprinkling salt with my words. I don't have to be harsh or mean. I can be very blunt sometimes, but that's when you are my G. When you're my guy, I'm very blunt. Like you, this is where you need to fix. This is where you need to fix. I don't just criticize to criticize. That's not the point of the conversation. The conversation is to make the story better. I know I'm just an actor now, but I feel like the character is so exciting. What do you have in your mind for this character? Okay, have you considered maybe if this, maybe if this, maybe if this? And because I'm a writer, sometimes I score a job out of it. I've had a situation where I talked to someone about your story. They reached out, sent it by email, I read it, and I was like, okay, so there's just a few things here. I just feel like, and the next thing I know, they're like, oh, we have this sort of story we're working on. We'd like to work with you on it. And we would talk to the writers to do a quick draft and fix all those stuff and send it back to you. Let me know your thoughts. I've been lucky enough to have people who appreciate my thoughts, even when I didn't get the role. I tend to jump into projects and do whatever it takes to make it work, especially if you're someone who appreciates that. Like, casting, you need help casting. I just want the project to come out well because I know how much we spend in films. It's crazy. I never know to just say, oh, I'm just an actor. I'm going to mind my business. I'm not good at it. I'm really not good at it. If I see that there's a problem somewhere and I can help, I naturally want to help, but it's a slippery slope because the wrong person takes that to mean, oh, you think you know better than I do. I've been doing this business for 52 years. Okay, I'm sorry, sir. No vex. Sorry. So yeah, it's a very delicate balance. But I find that the people who can take it, take it. And working with those people is always fun because you understand that it takes a village. Film will always take a village, and I'm always willing to be a part of that village, whatever the project. But if the story is so poorly written and you're not going to listen to any feedback on how to fix it or anything, I won't do it. I can't do it. It's not pride. It's just if we're going to, even if your budget is 1 million, budget is tight. We can fix story. Story can be fixed. Story should be good. That's my 2 cents on that, honestly.
So Tamara, to you, the story, you must love the story before you do it. And if the filmmaker is not willing to adjust, maybe to make the story better, you have no option apart from just letting them go.
Honestly, yes, that's where I am now. That hasn't always been the case. That's where I am now. I'm very after I did Grind, because Grind is a story with strip clubs and strippers and all of that, a lot of hustle. I noticed that people started sending me certain roles to take. It's always the girls that are very, it was crazy for a while. And I have limits on what I can do for a story, but what is the story itself? The story itself, does it make sense? What are the core themes? Where are we going? Is it exciting? Is it interesting? Like, if I look at it overall, it's like reading a book. You read a book and you're like, why? Because you can tell when people are doing cheap gimmicks. We know these things. We can tell when someone just wants nudity because they're trying to get attention, not because it sells the story or anything. And you can tell. So when you can tell and it cannot be ignored, Your thought is why. I'm a why person. Even when I'm writing stories, I'm always like, why? Why did the character behave like this? Why does this character do this? That's how I find what drives them. So if I'm going to put myself in a situation where I become that character, the story itself, what is it about? Where is it going? What does it serve? I have politely turned down an LGBTQ role in a way that a friend of mine said he didn't see it coming, because I'm not against the community at all in any way. Like, I've always been the one person, someone be like, I feel like you do well in an LGBTQ. And I'm like, if it's a good story and if it serves, bring it, let me read it. But then when they sent me this one, it had zero purpose but to excite people. It was literally like I was watching more of a sex show than a story. And because I don't grind, people felt like, oh, we should be down to do stories like this. And I had to turn it down because I knew that nothing I said would pull through to the team. I'm sorry, I can't. Nah. It's not about how many films I do anymore. It's about how well they're done.
Nice, nice. How many guys are in agreement with Tamara? Just by show of any reaction, how many guys are like, this is the way to go?
Don't be
Anyone,
like
guys?
me, oh, please make your money. My honest
Anyone, guys?
advice.
Yeah, Maureen is
Do
there.
not be
Paula
like
is
me.
there. Yeah, yeah, guys. I think at some point it has to be professional. It has to really be professional, and I think that is the only way how we are going to inspire even these people who want to join. Because I don't know about other countries or other regions, but in Uganda, filmmakers are looked as like it's a hustle. And it's like a hustle. It's like something you just go and do, but you must go to school and graduate and become a lawyer and then just do this for fun. I don't know if that is elsewhere, but for us, it's so difficult to even pronounce yourself as a filmmaker. So many talented young people have given up because of the way the industry is being treated. And I think it's because of filmmakers that just want to do any jobs. They just want to go on any platform. Someone is doing something and they just do it. I'll give an experience. When I was in the multi-choice talent factory program with Scholar, and I'm seeing Brian Murira here as well. We did a couple of films. So I reached out to Maureen. I reached out to her. She was I don't know if she was, she is still, but at that time she was a big star. Maureen, I don't know if you're still a star, but you are a big star to me, to so many young people, to so many people who are watching television in that famous show called Zari. So I went to her and asked her. I first of all went to a director. I told the director, I was like, there's something I have here. I want to do with this person. And when I shared the story with Maureen, the first thing she that sparked her, or the first thing that I feel like up to now, like she wanted from that story was the story itself. She loved the story because I told her it's this kind of a horror film. It's in the house and things are like this. These girls they are going to eat someone in the house. I was like, what? Okay, I would want to be part of something like that. And that then showed me that you can approach or reach out to these actors, or this is to any of us here who wants to reach out to actors that they feel like they want these actors to be part of their films. What Tamara is saying is very, very important. The story must be lovable. The story must be exciting. The story must be, it must be, it must make someone feel like I have to be part of this. Yeah. Wherever you're going to put it, because we did that short film and actually Instagram. We put it on Instagram, and then after some time back, we had to put it like on YouTube and what. But then we didn't even have like a distribution channel, like a distribution plan for it. But it excited Maureen because it was interesting. She wanted to see herself maybe, like MC said, like challenge herself in a new role. How will she perform as this girl? Like is so. Uh, I don't know. But I mean, guys, that is a good point, Tamara, I've shared out there. So let me move on to the next segment, to MC. MC, you are there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I'll call you MC for today.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Yeah. So to you, I just want to ask a question on working with directors. Yeah, I know you've worked with directors who are way younger or way inexperienced. I don't know. How did you work with these people when they're the vision bearers? Hello?
There was a son to a guy that we used to be friends back in my youthful days when we were teens. And he started calling me uncle. And I was like, no, 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 no. When we come here, I'm not your uncle. Let's do this. Let's get this done. But most importantly, working with people that you are not in the same age bracket with, it comes with, yes, its own goodies and baddies. First, when you are creating first impressions, some younger people might think that know-it-all attitude, or you want to take corrections and directions kindly. Excuse me. So when you come, you have to make sure as people to let them play their role while you also play your role, because it's something to do with expectations, right? So you just have to prove them wrong, because maybe they have that expectation based on their own experiences prior. But every individual is unique. So when you come for your role, you
Are we losing you? We're not getting you.
been fewer. Most of the times, people that have been directing me have been older than me, who also come with their own attitude as well. Some of them, instead of maybe the actor coming with the know-it-all attitude, it's the director now. We cannot deny the fact that directors are people like us. Some of them have been actors before they became directors. So they come with a whole bunch of variations in personal traits. Some, they have that attitude, they think they know everything. And unfortunately, such directors really bar people from growing artistically. Because when they believe, for example, they believe that when somebody tear, for them, someone crying without a drop of tear, that's not crying. That means they'll bar people who can really portray a crying scene without a teardrop. That's just an example. And some directors are people who can really help you grow, because they push you so that you begin getting out of your comfort zone, now trying to explore the self-discovery that I talked about earlier comes into play, and you will thank them later. I've encountered situations where a director would challenge me to say, you know what, Mark? Yes, we casted you for this role, but I think you can also fit in that role. So we'll see how that plays out. Then they let you familiarize yourself with both roles. And you talk about it. Then you discover that the first role that they gave you isn't really the best for you, but the second one. You see? So, and there are also other directors who are so used to specific people. So when they get you on board, when they direct you, they want you to do things just like maybe the way Robert does that. And honestly, I, for one, do not like that. I don't like that. I can learn from someone, but I don't want to be them. Because for them to be liked, how they played a role, first, they were them. Okay? So, directors being people, yes, they come with their own personal traits that come into play when they're directing. And so far, my experiences have been that. Sure. Thank you.
Okay. I think that you have also answered the question that comes with how do you work with directors? How do actors work with directors? So now that takes me to Maureen. Let me take this question to Maureen. What makes a director actor friendly from your perspective? What makes that relationship like what makes it friendly from your experience?
Thank you so much. Um, from being in the industry, what I've realized most directors want and what's very important in that relationship is learning how to listen. Because I've realized sometimes as actors, actually all the time, we don't see ourselves. You might think you're giving off something, but you're giving off something completely different. Like sometimes I can think I'm giving off anger in a scene, but they want a different kind of anger. I don't know if you understand me. So since you cannot see yourself, it's very important to just listen and do exactly what the director says. Even though you might have your own ideas, even though you might have your own interpretation, even though you might have had like a whole imagery in your head of how you wanted to play that part. When the director tells you something, when the director like tells you something that you did not expect, it's very important to listen and take direction. Also, at Chic, I've also learned because directors are different. There are some who you can discuss things with, there are some who you cannot, there are some who are extra friendly, there are some who are not very friendly. So the first thing I do when I get on a new set, I read the room. Like the first 2 days on set, I just try to not talk too much, just to understand what the directing style of a certain director is, and then I can adapt to that. So that means just first day, second day, I don't talk too much, I don't do too much. I just take time to sort of like read the room, what's happening, see how this director likes to work, see like what their style is. And then from that, are you guys getting me? I feel like, okay, yeah. And then from
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
yes, and then now
Yes, we
from
get
then
you.
on, thank you. Now then from that, I can adapt and learn how to like, yeah, foster that relationship. And that's very important, especially if you're doing a long-term project. You don't want to be like not in a good relationship with your director because that will affect your performance as well. So I feel that relationship is very, very important, even to just build you up and to build your character. Yeah, so that's all I have to say on that.
Okay. Before I even move forward, how different is television directing from maybe film directing in your perspective as an actor?
Yeah, television directing. Okay, from in TV, things, especially if you're doing like a series that's long term, I feel like things move very fast. You don't have time exactly to go into detail about everything. So you have to be on your toes all the time. That's what I've noticed. But with film, I feel like there's a little more care to attention. So there's kind of a greater window to like ask more questions, to like dig and dive deeper into scenes. Whereas in TV production, it's just like scene after scene after scene after scene. It's like a drill. It's like so you really have to be on your toes. You have to have your character on your fingertips. But film gives you sort of like more time to slow down and just really, yeah, get into the details, discuss things. Your scenes are going more slower. You can do like even like just 2 scenes or 3 scenes in a day. And there's just more time to like just go through everything. So with TV, it's much faster. Like, and the production is so big, so the director doesn't have time to like be on you all the time. You can't be on the director's ear all the time. What do I do this? So it's faster and yeah, I'm sort of lacking the words to explain it completely, but I feel like I've said it in, yeah.
Yeah, you've cooked us. You've cooked us. You've cooked us. Any questions from the filmmakers and actors here to the actors in terms of working with directors? Any questions, guys? About 2 questions you can ask, please.
Mine is not a question, but also to put words into what Maureen is saying. This is Scholar. It's TV is all about most of the time finishing the pages, but film is about telling the story. Not to say that TV does not tell the story, but mostly TV is just about how many pages have we finished a call sheet? Is everything done? And that's all.
Okay. Thank you, Scholar, for that. Any other input? Anyone that has something to add on or question? Okay. Okay. I think Maureen has had a bad experience with television. She's even thanking Scholar for pointing out the idea of finishing pages. I don't know how different it is in Tamara. I don't know, is it the same thing in Nigeria? Like, is it about finishing pages? Or you guys are more creative that side?
It depends on who you ask. I did 3 months, or was it 4 months on checkout, and it was something. Pages. Nobody cares if you're hurt. Nobody cares what is just you would get the script late and you must finish it. You don't go home until it's done. They want act in a certain way. Just give them what they want. You can't argue, or you can't. No, please, it's not the time to try new things. Just we need you to shout. Let's move on. Okay, it's a lot. It wasn't the most fulfilling acting experience, because as creator we tend to feel things very deeply. It was method to the madness. It was controlled chaos. And I think that's just TV, because we're shooting 256 scenes. So the scripts are coming as you're on the job, and sometimes there are different drafts and everything, a lot of people to control. So I would agree. It's not different here. There's a reason why there are a few people that do TV really well. It's not different here. It's a lot. I don't envy them, and we look forward to getting there. Like being the one behind the curtains, getting there. But yeah.
Okay, so are you guys saying that you'd prefer to be like our friend from Cape Town, Brian, Robert, who says that for him, sometimes he does the light designing. So are we saying that you guys are coming to run into the behind the scenes roles, because now it seems like it's tough for that side. It's hot.
I've always been interested in the behind the scenes. I started as someone who was writing scripts, and I've always wanted to act. Don't get me wrong. Acting's always been in my head, but I write more than I act, if I'm being honest. It's not even on purpose. It's just as it happens. I mean, we have so many talents. If there's one thing we're not short of in Africa, it's talents.
Yeah,
We have so many. Abroad, they'll be like, oh, we don't have a lot of singers. Here, we have so many. Africa is so full of people. They're like a million actors ready to replace one. So like being behind the scenes, it's different. I'm someone who wanted to be a writer, and the first thing I ever wrote was actually a TV series. I've never really been able to think, feature film. I wrote a TV series, half a three TV series anyway, 2 feature films before I ever wrote my first short film. I'm not good at small. So my TV experience is weird to me because I'm not good at small. I write more TV series than I write feature. In fact, it's just normal. I only have 1 feature on deck right now, 1 feature film on deck. But I have so many TV series that I'm working on, web series even. So the bigger the story for me, the better. But working on Checkouts, it was on Showmax and Africa Magic, made me realize that there are levels to this game. You can think, oh, you want to do a TV series, and they're talking 250 something episodes. It's a different, they do not have time to manage you. Those episodes have to go up when they should go up. They're like too many moving parts. And my concern is they do not bring in as much I don't know the word to use. If it's creativity I'm looking for, or something, like it's just not in TV. It's in film. It's even in web series and normal series that we do but like it's not on TV. It's so big, and you can tell the toll it takes on everybody. So you understand, you try to be, because once you start going behind the curtains, you have to understand now. You have to understand that the showrunner is going through it. You have to understand that the DPs and all those people, the switches, you're not even using one DP. They are switching as often as they can to, like, it's just a lot. This time, one person wants this from you. The next time, this person, it's intense and it's very crazy. And if you're the type that, you want to feel good, you want to feel fulfilled all the time, you want to feel that zing, if you're, you're not going to always feel that. You're going to feel like you're running a marathon and be like, what is going on? But when you're done, you learn. I'm looking forward to a new age with TV. I really am. I'm looking forward to a change or something, because I would really love to get there. I want to be there, but so far, the way it's being done is just not as exciting. But please, that's just me.
All right, thank you. I like it when actors start speaking from passion, and then to emotion, and then to what else? They have levels, like they have levels in this game. So that's why you guys are actors. So there's someone in the chat who wants to add something. Please go ahead. The 6th, please go ahead.
Hi, good evening from where I am. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, my name is Ayo. I'm from Nairobi, Kenya. Glad to have been here. Hearing your sentiments and everybody's contributions. Oh, well, sorry, I didn't introduce myself. I'm a creative director and producer. I've been in the TV industry, the Kenyan TV industry, for the last 12 years. And now I'm transitioning into full film. And I'd say that, I'd love to say that it's completely different. I'm working on my first film. I've just been working on documentary filmmaking and all that, but now trying to get into fully fledged film, I'd say is a complete culture shock, to be honest, from a producer director perspective. And one thing that I have to say about the difference between TV production and now film production, or rather filmmaking, is there's no much to be done when it comes to curation in terms of content. And rather, probably it's because of the time. in terms of curating the content to totality. TV is much fast because you have to chase deadlines, you have to chase airing times, you have to ensure that it's edited on time because the next episode has to air, as compared to film, or rather film where you guys have ample time to curate, or rather script write, and even shoot and do the reshoots and ensure that you have the right takes, and ensure that you have the right lighting, and ensure that it's edited to perfection, as compared to TV, whereby you're always chasing the airing date. You always have a deadline that we have to edit this before such a date for it to air. So having directed live programs and having directed a documentary, I'd say that the pressure that comes with directing live programs is quite intense, because you just have to deal with this transmission time, and you forget about it. But when it comes to film now, you take your ample time. You go, if you miss a shot, you come the next day, get that shot that you missed. So I'd say the bridge between TV production and film production is a construction in the making, and there's so much difference, huge difference in terms of curation, in terms of production, in terms of the thought processes. Probably could be near, but they're kind of two worlds apart. And yeah, this is an amazing forum, and I'm enjoying to listen. I am enjoying listening to the speakers. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for that. Yes, Robert, you said you wanted to say something before you go.
Oh, yes, I wanted to add to what the model was saying that in the theater space, right? So for me, when I had that incident where I didn't get the role that I wanted, and I actually had a plan to be in the theater while not performing but showing up in a other way by helping with lights in the theater space, right? So during that time period, it actually taught me discipline because I always wanted to be the main actor on the stage, the main performer, me as only the number one on stage. And then while I was doing live during performances, it actually taught me discipline because if there is no light on stage, the audience is only going to hear words. And if there is light on stage, but there's no people working behind the scenes to move the set to another dimensional in the play, the baseline of the story just gonna stay on one atmosphere because there's no transition on happening during the performance. So that actually taught me that if even though you didn't get a role that you were planning for, no matter how small a role you're gonna get in the theater space, that small role could actually mean a bigger part in the production value because your small role, without that small role that you are currently contributing towards the team, if you're not present in that moment, the show and the illusion of the show won't be clear in the sense of you being there on time doing your duty, right? So for me as a theater performer, that actually taught me discipline that even though you as a performer don't get that much credit for what you are due for, just know without the minimum job that you contributing towards the production, the production is not gonna have value without you because there is gonna be a mishap in the illusion of where the audience wants the play to be at and the director's artistic vision it won't be on display because some way, somehow, the illusion is broken because that this minimalized job that the person behind the scene is doing is not being contributed on a specific time. So if that means the audience will be excluded from the illusion of the contrast between the audience and the performers because they are there to come and picture a illusion of a show that the director was artistically wanted to give to them, but because of that one hiccup, they won't be able to see the vision, and that's where your show will maybe not be successful in the way that you wanted. So that is my 2 cents that I wanted to give, and hope you guys have a wonderful evening further, or a wonderful morning, or afternoon, wherever you might be in this time. But I'm gonna have to go now to another meeting, and hopefully this is the first and last time we have something like this because it's actually kind of nice interacting and listening to the different types of stories and different insights to the industry. So yeah, that is my 2 cents. Bye bye.
All right, thank you, Robert. Thank you for being part of the session and for your time that you've given us for today. We are, guys. I request that we conclude this in the next 20 minutes. By 9:30 East Africa time, we'll be concluding this. So I just want to have one question for each one of each one of the actors here. I'll start with MC. So MC, how it's in purposes or rather in regards in branding and career longevity, how have you stayed relevant in this industry that is constantly shifting? For example, we have the invasion of social media. TikTokers are becoming actors. Uh, People who are not like really like good enough, they're getting these roles. So how have you made sure that your brand sticks and stays for all this time that you've been in the industry?
Right, thank you. What a question. Yes, I've been in the industry not so long. When I say that, I mean mainly the period during which I've been exposed to people like the audience, the larger audience, because I was from the area or from a place where we could be actors, but we were not really exposed to large audience and people. So I've been in this exposure for 10 years now, and I've meant
MC, have we lost you? Network?
could be. Can you
Yeah,
hear
now
me
we
again?
get you. Yeah, we get you now.
All right. Yeah, sure. Yep. I've been in the industry for 10 years, excluding the years that I was maybe trying to make it to spotlight. So I've been in the industry for 10 years, and I've made myself, I've managed to keep myself relevant and keep my brand afloat by sticking to the people that I know can really teach me things or two over time, a thing or two. I've also kept abreast of what the other forms of uh, media, like the TikTok you mentioned, how they are growing. I also find a lot of talent in those areas. So I pick things, I also practice things because actors also are diversifying. So they also offer things that I can learn from in on those platforms. I've also made sure that locally, the productions that I see coming, sometimes I tend to be a little selective, which productions that I can go after, in case of maybe to audition. I sometimes turn some of them down because maybe I'm not really into them. Another thing is to also keep in touch with those coming, because there is quite a lot of talent from the young ones coming. Like, is it Tamara who said for maybe one person, there are maybe a million others to replace that person. So it's helpful to work with the young ones as well, who admire you, they want to learn from you. In the process, you end up learning from them as well. And this relevance really comes when you work with these young ones, because every day things are changing. And those young ones are the first to adopt new things. So by working with them, you really keep yourself abreast with new developments, and also you have a ground of discussing new things, not just doing, but discussing things with these young ones, because these young ones don't just operate in isolation. They're also working with other people who are even maybe older than me and have been in the industry. So, of course, sometimes people test their own things on others, but still in the process, lessons are learned. And for you to keep relevant and afloat, you have to be aware what others are doing. And like right now in Malawi, we are trying to connect with regional players in the neighboring countries and of course across Africa. Like right now, we have a couple of initiatives trying to work with the Nigerian counterparts. As we all know, that Nigeria has really done great strides in this industry. So I'm also involved with the the Film Association of Malawi, where quite a range of initiatives are being taken. I also involve myself in those to make sure that I follow everything, I learn and see how things are working even outside Malawi. Thank you.
Thank you, MC. Thank you, MC. I will come back to you later on. But first, let me have Maureen or to talk about the acting methods and techniques. Yeah. So did you describe a particular acting method, or do you mix your own? Maureen, this is to you. Do you have an acting type, or you mix, or you have your own that you've created that maybe has mixed all these?
Immediately you've asked me that question, I've laughed because I do a complete mix. I don't think I use one specific method. Mine is different almost every time, but there's just one principle that I stick to that I believe has helped me in all the roles I've played. I just completely believe what I'm doing. I don't know if that makes sense. Like if I'm sad, I actually believe that I'm sad. So I believe completely, like I completely lose myself and believe that what is in the script is what is happening to me. And that sometimes doesn't go well for me because afterwards I find myself still in the space of believing. Okay, the other one is I listen to the other actor. I try and take the focus off of myself and I really focus on on my scene partner. So that gives me a chance to react and not just play the scene from how I've imagined it in my head. Basically, what I do, this is my process. I make sure I have all my lines. Literally, I can rap them. I make sure I say them out loud when I'm reading the script. I make sure I can say them closing my eyes, like they're literally in my head. I don't have to think about them. When I have my lines and I get on set, I literally let go. Now I just have to trust who I am. There's a lot of trusting in myself and my abilities. I literally have to trust myself to bring this role out. Because if I'm thinking too much on set, then I won't be able to be in the moment and do what I'm meant to do. So that's just my process. Believing, having my lines, letting go and believing in myself so I can just bring out that vulnerability and listening to my scene partner. If I take the focus off of myself and I'm listening, then I can't overthink because this is not about me. I'm just watching everything they're doing, every movement, their eye movement, every pose they're making. And then I'm just reacting to that. Yeah, so that's my process.
So this is a Maureen process, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's a marine process. I feel like it's a mixture of literally
Yeah.
many acting methods.
Okay. And I think sometimes it's good to do things your way. There's no formula. Once I think you have a formula to things, then it becomes a bit complicated. Yeah, thank you, Maureen, for sharing that. Moving on to Tamara. How do you see, or how do you, because later before you talked of you want to do long-term stories you make, but now when it comes to indie filmmakers and actors in Africa, how can they collaborate to maybe to raise the storytelling standards better? Like, what advice do you give to any creatives, whether filmmakers or actors, to raise the collaboration like on this continent better?
When it comes to collaboration, we don't simplify enough. I think I've spoken about this on Threads one time, and I moved on really quick because I really am not interested in arguments. I would rather have a proper conversation about stuff. I think when it comes to collaborations, even in Nigeria and across Africa, we tend to worry about the last thing we should worry about. There's not a lot of trust. Let's just be honest. As filmmakers, there's not a lot of trust, but everybody wants to be the boss. So instead of us to talk about how we can trust each other to make a project happen, we're not concerned about who owns the project, who is the this of this project, and I'm not saying that these are not important places or conversations rather to have. Who owns the project is important, but two people can own a project. What platform is the project going is important. Whose channel is it going to go on? It's important. But thank God for YouTube now. YouTube allows collaborations now. So I feel like that evens the field for us. But we should collaborate more. And we know this. We know. We just don't trust anybody. And there's a saying that 100% of nothing is still nothing. 50% of something is something. 25% of 100%, that's 25. Like, if we don't create it, we don't own anything. It's very important that we understand that filmmaking requires a lot of money that most of us don't have. So it's a matter of looking very clearly at the table and saying, what do you bring to the table? Not in a form where it's defensive, but okay, I write good stories. Maureen sounds like she knows a lot about theater and stuff. I don't. And I'm thinking of doing a theater show. Okay, let's reach out to Maureen. Maureen, would you be interested in the story like this? Fill in the gaps where I'm not good. Oh, okay, Maureen is interested, but there's another part we're not thinking about now, the marketing part, the promotions part. There's someone who's very good at this, who knows the right community. Let's collaborate with all of that. And by the time we're all joining together, I believe it is so easy to split things down the middle. Everybody wins. If we have 4 people on this project, I take 25, you take 25, you take 25, you take 25. I get my story credits. I get everything I want for story. You get what you want for whatever your portfolio needs in that moment. We create and we move on to the next one. It is not as complicated as we make it. But the issue is we do not trust each other. And we're constantly trying to compete with each other. Why would you be the boss? Why should you? I don't like the way you spoke to me. Who is in charge? We cannot pick a leader to save our life most times. It's like group projects. It's like group projects in uni. You know what we should do. We need someone to handle stuff, but everybody's so busy being in their feelings, oh, I don't trust this person. And the funny thing is, you have to take a chance. That's the worst part of it all. You have to take a chance to trust someone. You literally have to decide, okay, I'm going to trust this person. And contracts are so easy to sort out. It's one of the reasons why I say you need a lawyer more than you need a manager. You're so concerned about, oh, I want a manager to contracts. Oh, you don't trust me. I don't trust you. Okay, let's put it on paper. Let's discuss. Let's put it on paper. Let's sign. If I decide that I want to do 4 films next year, which for the record, I'm thinking of, right? And I want to do a web series. I want to do a short film, 4 short films next year or so. This is just for instance now, right? The simple thing to think about it is, okay, I don't have a lot of money, so collaborations will help me save this. Find a director, a DP, find a DP, find a director, find a production designer, find a storyteller, right? That's 3 people on the list already. If you can, find 2 good actors, because I believe in simplifying stories. I really don't believe in a crowd. Simplify, do the good story, and then you can now try experimenting later on. And you decide, all of us want to improve our portfolio. So what if we all agree now that each person picks 1 project, we all show up for that project. The next person picks their project and we show up the same way. So if I'm writing my story and I need you to fill in the other areas, I need a DP, I need a director, I need this, I need that, the rest people fill in for me. When it's the time for the next person project and they're like, okay, I want to do this film, I don't have a screenwriter, I fill in as a screenwriter. The other people feel in the same way we feel, but it's just that the full ownership for this project belongs to different people. We have our numbers. It is that simple. Collaboration is not as hard as we make it, but for some reason, we don't trust. And where you don't trust, I would always say this: have a contract. I've said this before, I'm still saying it. It's not that hard. Like, collaboration is just a simple conversation. This is what we're bringing. This is what we're bringing. Okay, we're doing this. Have a contract. If we do not bridge the gap, we're not going to make as much as we should make. It's the reason why the streaming platforms and all of that keep making a fool out of us. It's the reason why most people are earning so much, some people are earning so little, because the gatekeeping, the competition is ridiculous. Simplify. Simplify the process. I look forward to making films with South Africans because I am obsessed with how good they are technically. I'm obsessed. And some of the stories they're doing now on Showmax, I'm like, whoa. Honestly, funds is just limiting a lot of things. I look forward to doing I've never been to Kenya before, and I am currently working on a story that is set in Kenya. And I was telling my friend, all right, I'm not working on it yet. I'm still in that phase where the story just came and I'm still plotting and all. And I told my friend, I'm like, I have to go to Kenya to write this because I really want to represent the culture so well. I just finished a story that has Lagos and Ghana in it. It's a Jollof story and all of that. I really love that story, by the way. And bear in mind, these are not just for film, though. It's for everything. And I already have a friend that lives. I'm like, hey, we need to see so we can vet. You have to work with people. You have to work with people. If you want to be good, if you want to be great, learn to work with people. It's that simple. Most of my best works are done by collaborations. My first story was a collaboration, and we got nominated in Paris. COVID happened, we couldn't go. Most of my stories, I say this a lot everywhere. Most of the things I do are collaborations. I did a series last year, a limited series last year. It was a collaboration. I love collaborations. You get the best when 2 heads are always better than 1. 4 heads, oh wow, great. But okay. That's it for me. Sorry, I got carried away. I'm very passionate.
Thank you so much, Tamar. You talk of what is limiting collaboration is actually trust. We're not taking chances to trust each other, and I think that makes really, really a good point. People are caring so much of who is the owner, who benefits from this. Thank you for that. So I'm going to the fun part of this. So I'll start with you, Tamara. Which director would you dream to work with? Quick, just say the name and yeah.
Oh my God, this is going to be bad because I suck at knowing directors, but I know sometimes the work they do. But top of my list right now is my previous teacher, is Kenyan. I have a story that I think will be perfect for. And now tell me why his name is leaving my head. He worked at Ebony Life Elka. Jesus Christ, I followed this man. See, these things happen. He's amazing. He is so amazing. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name.
You've forgotten his name.
I'm not joking. He taught my post-production class, right? He taught my post-production class. And I remember he used to call us magicians. He just did a film with AI and something in Kenya. Like, oh my God, this is not happening right now.
Is it called
This
Licarion?
is embarrassing. Oh my
Is
God.
it Licarion?
No. Sweet Jesus, this is sad. This is very sad.
Okay. No worries. You can redeem yourself. Tell me this film where this line comes from. Yeah.
Oh God.
You're talking to me?
Yes,
Which
I'm
film is
scared
that?
already. What film? What line?
The line is you're talking to me. What film is that?
I have no idea. I'm sorry.
Okay. I see
That's
dead
every
people.
film, Kabugoza. Isn't that every film? Every film has such a line.
Now, thank you, Maureen, for coming to my defense. I knew I loved you.
There is a film that has that line, guys. You're talking to me. It's a famous film. Okay, this is open to anyone who can say it.
What do you mean you're talking to me?
Okay, that line comes from The Taxi Driver. The Taxi Driver, 1976 by Martin Scorsese. That line is there. It's even I think a very famous meme that really comes in. Okay, now another chance for you, Tamara. I see dead people.
Oh my God, I remember that one, but I cannot remember the name. Okay, I remember that one, but I cannot remember the name. I'm so sorry. Names and faces is not my thing.
Who knows that one?
Why can't I remember?
Guys, we don't watch movies.
Movies. We have to watch movies. We're in film. We have to watch movies.
We have to watch a movie. So that comes from the sixth sense. So now I'm going to MC. MC, if
I'm
you are
sorry.
there now.
I'm so sorry to do this real quick. Mac Maina. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah? The person is called?
The director I want to work with right now is Mac Maina. He's Kenyan. He's a director. Is Mark, M-A-R-K, and M-A-I-N-A. I have to check that real quick.
Maureen, do we know this director? It feels like the first time I've heard his name.
Okay, I'm going to share his page or something. I don't know how else to do this. He won AMVCA, won a Cannes Best Short Writer. Like, he's really good.
Okay. Kenyans, you love to come and help us. So MC, this is your question. Quick one. What role would you never take? Crazy. What role would you never take?
Okay. I have trouble to take sex show role.
Okay.
Because, some go to a degree that I cannot take.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is one line that there are two lines of, actually, I'll be asking two lines. The line is like this: life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. What film is that line from? Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Maureen wants to say it.
Yes, I know this one.
Ah,
It's from my most favorite film of all time.
bail me out,
Um,
then.
Uh-huh.
Bail me.
Forrest Gump.
Oh, you need to get your flowers.
Ah,
You should get your
Is that a
I'm even
prize?
saying,
thank you for saving me, Maureen.
You're
Maureen has
I don't.
welcome.
saved you.
I've never even watched that film.
Please
It's a
watch it.
good
It's
it's a good
amazing.
one. It's amazing. I
Okay,
know Maureen
is
would
it on
watch such
YouTube?
a film.
Is it on YouTube?
No, I think it's on Netflix. I think it should be on Netflix or one of those streamers.
I don't
Okay.
know about Netflix, but it's a Hollywood thingy. I don't know about Netflix. Yeah, maybe Disney. Maybe Disney or something. I don't know. Because Netflix is
Yeah,
not doing it.
Tamara, you're saying my questions were hard on you.
Yes, I'm
uh,
suing.
okay, Tamara, this is for you.
It's not for me. Oh,
You
please move to Maureen, please. I'm covered with the
okay.
blood of Jesus.
One last one to MC. The last one to MC. Let me
Mm.
get you a hard one. Hi. I.
As if the first one was easy.
The first one is okay. Okay, this one. If you fail this one, then I will get you this movie. I'll be back.
Mm. I'll be back. Sounds like Hollywood Terminator. I'll be back.
Yeah, that was easy.
Schwarzenegger.
That was so easy for you. That was so easy for you.
Ah, yeah. That was
So
really easy.
that was very easy for you. Actually, Tamara is right. Hers were hard, but no worries. I'll get you an easy one. So Maureen, over to you. One word to describe your acting philosophy. Just one word like this.
Resilience.
Resilient.
Yeah,
But
resilience.
you thought so hard, like you're like, which one can I use? So okay, for you here is it? There is no place like home. Which film is that?
I have no idea. I think Tamara knows. I think she has unmuted.
Well, how dare you do this? It's wicked. It's dirty. Oz. How could right? I'm suing. I need a lawyer.
No, but you said the film. Almost you said it. You said
I need
okay.
a lawyer because I know this
The
one.
film.
This is not fair.
Say it. Tell us what is it.
It's Wizard of Oz. It's also in Wicked.
Oh, yeah. That is it. Now you've redeemed yourself. You've redeemed
And
yourself. You've
that
redeemed yourself.
line is also found in this movie. Part of the title is Sarah Marshall. There is that line somewhere. Mm-hmm.
I've not watched that one. I should watch that one. Maureen, we are still on you, Maureen. Please don't leave. Aha. Let me see this line here. Let me see this line. E.T. phone home.
You know what you just did, right, Brian?
Tamara,
No.
thank you. Take it.
You know what you just did, right? He literally
No.
said the name of the film.
I answered the name of the film. Yes.
It's E.T.
E.T. the extraterrestrial. Yeah, that is the film. So the film was in the name. Now let me get Maureen one more. She answered yours. She's failing to answer. Okay, give her. Someone give her.
Guys, please have mercy.
Someone give her.
Maureen, I've got one. I think you know this one. Do you want to go? Maureen, are you there?
Yeah. I'm here. Tell us.
So it's very simple, and if you don't know it, I will shoot you.
Oh my goodness. Now I'm nervous.
And I'm going to say it in a way that you have to get it. I will not go. I will stay.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
have you
Come
said
on.
it already? What have you said?
I will not go. I will stay. I'll give you another hint. I command it.
Bridgerton.
Yes. Yes.
You've said Bridgerton.
Yes, that's it, baby girl.
Yeah.
I haven't
From the,
watched it.
from the moment.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't watched it.
I'm defecting now.
How,
Scholastica, you're my new friend. Maureen is no.
how did
Maureen and I can't be friends
how,
anymore.
Guys, please. I thought this is a safe space. Guys,
No,
Brian, I
it's
have
not.
one for you.
we listen, we
uh-huh.
don't judge.
I have
We listen.
Fine.
this line for you. Please tell me
Mhm.
what movie this is from.
That is true.
People are dying, and all you do is just drinking.
Hmm.
Hey,
People are dying, and all you do is just drinking. I can even
who,
take the accent.
Sounds
People
people are
are
familiar.
dying,
dying.
and all you do is just drinking.
It sounds so familiar, but I can't get it now. Can you give more on the lines?
Who is to answer that question?
People are dying, and all you do is just drinking.
MC, to which person is supposed to answer this line?
You.
Yes. Yes, it's Brian's turn. Thank you. I was
Uh,
going to say that person, but now all I can think is MC. Great. Brian.
hey, hey, hey.
Sarafina.
Yes! Yes! That was so
Who
cool.
said who said Sarafina? Not Tamara, not you.
No, it's not me.
No, I
Good.
just revealed it. Yeah, it's Sarafina.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. Actually, it's African, but we can't tell, and we are here to. Hey, it's a shame.
What do you
Guys,
mean?
anyone?
I give you a Nigerian one, you cry.
Hey, there is one line. Okay, it's not a line. Okay, Chinekeo.
Do you know how many
Is it
films have Chineke in it?
Eh?
That is in all of them.
Do you know how many
I
Nigerian
was
films
about to
have
say the
Chineke
same.
in
In
it?
all of them.
That is in all the Nigerian films, all of them.
Please don't play.
So Fred, are you still there? Fred, or anyone like who is part of the session? There's a line. Yeah, Fred is there. Fred, which film does this line come from? Uh-huh. I I drink your milkshake. Yeah, he's on Google now trying to find. The line is I drink your milkshake. Which film is it from? Okay, anyone who knows? Guys, I'm supposed to be the only genius here who doesn't who doesn't who doesn't know. Anyone else? Anyone else? Benji. Okay, MC.
No.
Okay, There Will Be Blood. That's a film. Okay, guys. Anyone wants to challenge? Who wants to challenge Scholar with a question? Because Scholar is with a film that like
I
someone's
even had a
someone.
question, but I had a question, but it will dump the session now that we moved to this part. But maybe the actors can go and think about it, mostly about intimacy, how they approach intimacy scenes, and also now with the introduction of intimacy coordination, that wave is now coming into Africa, and how that is going for them, and is it making a difference to have intimacy coordinators for those that have worked with intimacy coordinators? That is. Now, see, I'm back to serious business. I am sorry, guys.
Man, we are even silent. But yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. Thank you for pointing that out, Scholar. And I think that's why MC was also saying he's not comfortable taking on roles that are so intimate at this point. Yeah, but I think once they are intimacy coaches and like coordinators, maybe now you would reconsider now going maybe for maybe consider such maybe a
Absolutely.
role. Yeah.
Absolutely. The fear comes from um, doing things without real control, not really professionally. So it's really difficult. You might end up in a place where it might be difficult to get out of.
Yeah.
Not like I would get carried away, but we do things to show people. Okay. So if before we show people things, we have to be safe ourselves. Safe in terms of our own image, as well as nobody gets abused when we are doing things.
Okay.
That's my
So,
basis.
so which line does this film come from? Or series?
Mm.
Winter is coming. Hey, wait, Benji.
Game of Thrones.
That is Game of Thrones.
Come on, that's easy.
I also have mine before I top up on is it called MC? Take call and
Yes,
leave.
Mike. You can call me Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Mike.
The statement is take call and give nothing back. Comes from which movie?
Thank you.
Is it not Expendables?
Nope.
Sounds like Dolph Green's line in Expendables.
Nope. Nope. That's Pirates of the Caribbean.
You have us.
Well,
Shoot me now.
Benji.
Yeah.
But it's
Benji, don't
fast,
shine. Let me
still.
ask you. Benji, don't shine. Let me ask you, please. A man can. Which film does this line come from? A man can only die once.
Man can only die once. Even see in Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack said it.
No way.
Uh-huh.
No.
I'm telling you, he said
Mr.
it.
Bones.
Yeah, Mr. Bones. Yeah, that is true African. Well, going back on
They don't have
MCs,
that in
going back on MCs, about intimacy. I've happened to done a scene to do with intimacy, but you don't have to give yourself all the way into the whole thing. That's not how it is. We are acting. We are actors.
Yes, we're actors.
Yeah, we are actors. You don't have to. Okay, yeah, we are making something come alive, but in the process of making everything come around, we have guidelines, safety for each and every one. So in doing so, you yourself personally, there are terms that you set up. You're like, I can't do this, or your partner. There are certain things that like I can go beyond this, or I can't go to a certain level. That is how it is. You have to speak out.
Yeah,
True.
Thank
True.
you. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So these things really come to mind when you consider how I play my roles the whole time. So when I play my roles, yes, you know that you're just acting, right? But these other things are really difficult because I'm used to taking it head on. Okay. So when it's an intimacy thing, I don't know how the other one is gonna take it. For example, I've done some with mild intimacy. I've done that. But one thing that I discovered was between me and partners, although we talked about it before, maybe during, I really found that there were connotations that not everyone was free enough to express. So you have this other fear lingering, and it just becomes uncomfortable because you want to perform. At the same time, you have to make sure that you are responsible. So it's kind of, I would rather be a gang leader than somebody. Yeah,
I get you.
But mild intimacy, okay, that's fine, and I've also done that. But if we have someone like a intimacy director or a coach, then that's good because they'll give us good tips and they'll be there to guide us through.
I think I'll just add on. The one thing that I learned that is major is that intimacy scenes are like fight scenes and they should be choreographed. So I think my advice to actors is never go into any intimate scene without first choreographing it. such that, see, I mean, people get hit on TV and nobody ever gets hurt. It's because on the motion it has been choreographed in a way that nobody actually got hurt. And that is how intimacy coordination should also be. Everything should be choreographed, but also to understand that in intimacy coordination, there are things that have to happen. Things like a kiss has to happen either way. The lips have to touch and all, but also in the choreography of it, then you're able to remove yourself from it and let your character be. And then thereafter, there has to be a de-rolling that happens immediately after that, so that you're back to your own body and back to your own self. And now you have let go of the character so that you're not carrying these things and nobody is also feeling violated. Yep.
True that.
Great.
Uh,
Yeah,
I,
like that. Love
I'm
that.
the kind that will treat an intimacy scene like an audition, because I know I'm not going to carry it on however much. Yeah, it is going to continue to still play, people going to watch, but the whole thing is, once it is done, it is there. I leave the whole thing there. And I make sure my partner, like for example, if I'm shooting with a lady, we discuss about it, we talk about it. Now the action part comes in, whereby it is us taking on the action, right? So once we done, me I make sure and I tell you that this is done. Like, we were just acting. Don't take it personal. Actually, the whole entire sequence of each and everything when we're acting, I asked whoever I'm acting with, don't take anything personal. Make sure the scene or the action remains in what? In the script, the way it's supposed to be on screen. That is how it is. We carry on with our lives. That's how it is.
The last time I did some intimacy scene, my daughter saw it somewhere, saw a clip. I was so uncomfortable. But she
Story
talked
of my
about it.
life. The story of my life.
I think that's a big thing people don't consider sometimes. The fact that the things we do will live
Oh,
on and
so
people
those are
will say,
so those, Mm, mm.
sorry, did I cut someone off?
You're still
No,
no, you're still talking.
you're still
Okay.
talking, Tamara.
So I have a pet peeve sets. I've had a very bad experience with an intimate scene that made me go, what in the world is wrong with this actor? Like, is he insane or something? And I remember leaving that scene because I just told myself, I said, I'm going to do this in 2 takes. It's a close set. It's always a close set with intimacy scenes for me. I don't care what the rule is anywhere else. If I'm going to be intimate or like have a proper intimate scene, it has to be a close set. I don't need the full house. I'm very particular about that. So we're doing the scene, and this guy takes liberties that I promised myself that this scene I want to be done with it in 2 takes because I'm not really a fan of people touching me, but my job requires it. And I understand it's the job, it's not me in that moment. But then when we're done with the scene, I needed like a minute to just cool off on my own because it was a lot and I really did not like how it moved. So by the time we're thinking of, oh, so we're going to be doing a sequel or whatever, I just mentioned casually that if this person is going to be on this set, I'm not doing this. This is where it ends for me. I made the rule on my own. I do not do full nudity. I don't care what the story is. Because someday I'm going to have kids. And I intend to have a lot of kids, like twins, right off the bat. They're not going to know, nobody on the internet is going to know what my body looks like
Amen.
in such intimate detail. No, it's weird. And there are people that don't have that issue. They don't mind. They're okay. Great. Good for you. Don't judge me for having boundaries, though. I have boundaries. And the thing with directors is because of the vision they see in their head, they will try to persuade you. Oh, for this role, we want it to be this way. Think about it, how it would look like. I get what you're saying, but knowing my boundaries have helped me so much. Like, this is it for me. I won't do, no. You want an intimate scene? I have no issues with kisses. I really don't. I remember I went for an audition one and they're like, oh, so people will just be kissing this round. I'm like, I don't have an issue with that. I'm an actor. I don't feel shit. Great, okay, but I have issues with when it goes past the first few layers. When you're telling me, oh, take off your clothes now, do something more. Because every time now, almost every film wants to pull a Netflix move and do power or something. The streaming platforms are not helping, honestly. because they make these films and they're like, oh, just do them. And there are no coaches in my country. You are talking about intimacy coaches. I haven't seen one ever. Not a one.
Yeah, I haven't seen any.
I don't know. I know about intimacy coaches because film school, friends that have been into film school, some of the people I know, like my coach talks about intimacy. Do you understand my point? Like I know acting coaches, they talk about intimacy coach. I know about it because I know it's a standard in Hollywood and other places. It is not a standard in my country. There are no intimacy coaches. So every time I go on set, every time I'm giving a script, those are things I look out for. Those are things I look out for. I remember when, a friend was, an older person in the business was telling me, Tamara, did you charge per kiss? And I'm like, they do that? We're supposed to charge per kiss? She said, yes, per every intimate scene, anything you feel, like you just, in your mind, add it up and tell them. I didn't know that. Nobody's teaching most of us how to do this, the standards to set. But one thing I know is if you feel like you do not want to do intimate scenes, your thoughts are valid. It just will limit the kind of roles you get. I know an actor on Tinsel that does not kiss. She has a love interest. She does not kiss in her movies. It's the weirdest thing ever. I complain about it. It's ridiculous that you're playing a romantic lead sort of, and you have you don't kiss. As a filmmaker, it will frustrate me to no end if my character does not kiss. So I know I would not cast you. I don't care how big you are. If I'm going to do a romantic thing and you don't kiss, it's a problem for me. But nudity is not a problem for me. Because I genuinely feel like we should get back to the point where we make films that are tasteful again. I personally, I don't even say this because I'm the best, because I did grind. Grind was a lot. My mom is a pastor, so there's that. But we have to decide if the intimacy is necessary, because sometimes we are just pushing because we want to push boundaries, because we want shock factors. As a storyteller, why are you insisting on this scene? Why are you insisting on nudity? What is the point you're trying to make with all of these things that cannot be made without it? If we take out the scene from the story, does it stand? Grind was about strippers, so of course there had to be some level of nudity and bodies. It's normal. There are some actors that were not cool with that. We had real strippers in the club. It's normal. We compensated a lot. And even then, people abroad were like, no, the strippers are wearing clothes. But we're like, see, not everybody wants to be naked. Intimacy is necessary, but we need to tell your own boundaries should be set as an actor. And also, does it help the story? Does it really push the story forward? Because if it doesn't, why are we doing it? That's me. Again, I'm stubborn and I've not blown yet. This is probably why, because I'm very stubborn. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
This is fine. Okay, my whole point that I wanted
Can you
to
be
make
my lawyer?
the issue I want to put forth is that being an actor, us who are acting, there are ways we can control certain things, how we can approach a particular scene or how we can take on intimacy. Now, you might carry on such a scene with a partner who has no control over such, and us being human beings, a kiss might result into falling into love, and then comes other things, and everything comes on. Like, things just keep on piling just like that. I think it's all about just control, and then even getting to understand the scene and the meaning of the scene. I think that's the whole point. If I happen to squeeze it all together like that, I think it makes sense, right?
Yeah, it does make sense. I also see Fred here in the chat. He says, in intimacy scenes, you might kiss and touch. Okay. He says you might kiss, you touch in consent, and you always fall in love with your partner if you are open to it. It's always about attitude. So I think I don't get it, but Fred, I don't know, Fred, can you unmute and tell us what you really meant in this in this one?
I'm sat. I'm ready to take notes. How are you falling in love with partners on set? Please, sir. I'm very curious because it seems like I'm the only mean person here.
Hey,
That ways.
can everybody hear me?
Fred, yes, we can hear you, Fred. Yeah.
Yeah, no, in order for me to do a really good intimacy scene or a love scene, I usually study my partner. Like, I look at her eyes, her lips, her face, like all the beauty, like her curves. Like, I really try to see her as someone that I love. You get, like, I'm trying to find all the good things about her. So now when you work together for a long while, usually I work in the theater. So in the theater, you do like 20 shows. And each show, you do that scene, you look into her eyes, you see the beauty in her, you see her talking, her breathing, like the way her lips move. And if you're open to fall in love, you will fall in love. So it's all about the attitude about, okay, this is just work. So let me do this. Let me see all the beauty in this woman or man, uh, whatever, like if you're a woman playing against a man. So it's all about the attitude. You get me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Tamara is just playing savage.
What?
No,
I'm
no,
not.
no.
I mean, okay.
Let
Is
me
it
ask
sex?
Fred. Let me ask Fred a question.
Yeah.
From which film, Fred? Yeah, does this line come from? I'll never
Okay.
let you go, Jack. I'll never let you go, Jack. Which film is that?
Pirates of Caribbean.
No.
Oh, that is
No.
Titanic.
Okay, okay.
No, this is the film that has cost a lot of
Titanic.
money.
That one was very easy.
She let it go.
Sounds like Titanic.
Oh, Titanic.
Was it?
You know, Fred, you came with this vibe of like lover man, what,
He
like that vibe.
did.
So
Titanic.
I feel
yeah,
catfish.
it is Titanic. It is Titanic. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Guys, I think it has been a good session. I feel like we've really had a good time. I mean, especially talking to actors. One thing I like about actors is that you speak from emotion. You speak like from that point of like you're giving your all there for whatever discussion that comes your way. I think that's why we've had a discussion. We've not had a discussion actually so far all these hours. And I just know it can even keep moving. It can just keep moving forward. So I just want to appreciate you guys for really being part of the session, for really being part of the film chat. This film chat basically it's a platform. Like you can see how we're leaving the session, how Maureen, MC, Tamara, Scholar, we already have like a base of like of communication, a base uh, of collaboration. We are coming from different parts. We are coming from different regions. Yeah, but just by this mere talk that we've had today, it could be an opener for something big, for something bigger. Next time when Tamara talks of coming to Nairobi, the next time she's coming to Nairobi, she's definitely going to look for Maureen. She's going to look for Scholar. She's going to look for these people like these people from Kenya. Yeah. The same thing for me. If I'm ever coming to Nigeria, I will have to look for you by all means. So at the end of the day, guys, I feel like this is what we've been lacking. I mean, as an industry, MC. Look at MC, a very seasoned actor, but he has been able to spare time, really to be part of the session, and a lot has really been shared. From me, I'm really optimistic that the chat will not stop here. I don't know if guys have like Instagram handles. I think this is the time to share them, like in the chat here. I don't know if you have contacts. I don't know, whatever way you really want to connect with people that have kept into the chat till we end. I think it's better you share that contact. It's better you share that handle. It's better you keep in touch, such that we don't end the conversations here. And then also, I wanted to there's something here about films. Yeah, I think it's important for filmmakers, actors to watch films. There's a lot that you can learn from films. Yesterday I was watching The Sixth Sense, that film that I got through, which are the questions I asked here. And then the guy talks about there's that kind of writing. I'm forgetting the type of writing whereby you're just writing, but then it's not even coming. That it's not even something you planned. I don't know. Writers here, you can help me explain that kind of writing. I'd never had a term that is said like that. But then when this guy said it in a film, I was like, okay, so this is what it means. This is what it means. I don't know if I can get it here, but it was amazing. If I didn't watch that film, I would not have known that that's the name they call that kind of writing, actually. So watching films, first of all, opens your perspective about life. it opens your argument in discussions like this, and then also it just makes you also look at express life maybe in a different way. So watching a film, so I suggest that we all recommend a film that we have a list. We are about 8 members here that are left in the chat, so we need to get a list of 8 films from each one of us, such that we just start from there. Wherever we are, we just start from there. We go, we just watch. Yeah, for me, the first film I'll recommend is there's this film from Korea. What's his name? Old Boy. Yeah, I don't know if someone has watched Old Boy from here. We can start with that. That's my first list. Fred says Gone Girl. I've watched Gone Girl. Yeah. Any others, guys? Give us the films. We need to go with 8 films tonight that we will start with. There's Gone Girl. There's Old Boy. MC, you have
this
one?
one. Yes, Thin Line Between Love and Hate.
Thin Line
Between Love and Hate.
Between Love and Hate. Okay. Maureen says A Different Man. Man, everything is about man. Films are interesting. Everything about boy, man, girl, gone, but someone will do now. Gone Boy.
The Green Book.
Green Book. Okay. I don't know if we know the years for these films, such that we know where we can start from. That we don't go and watch the wrong films. You know those versions. You get the old version of Titanic, a different version. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 more. Tamara needs to give us one. Benji needs to give us one. Scholar needs to give us one. Peaky Blinders. Okay.
So I have issues when I'm put on the spot, but I know I do make a list of films that I love. But off the top of my head, Peaky Blinders was very good writing. Beautiful writing in period is so good. I'm in this era where I'm watching a lot of sitcoms, by the way, because sitcoms were simple, but they still got you hooked. For some reason, you're watching, and it's funny and it's really good comedy. But I'm not going to do that to you people because I'm obsessed. I'm not even joking. I've seen Big Bang Theory like 15 times, back to back. Like
Can I tell
1
you?
to 12.
Can I tell you a secret?
What?
I've not watched Peaky Blinders. I've not watched. There's this other famous show that everyone talks about. Like, I even feel bad. What is it called?
It cannot be Game of Thrones, yeah.
No, I've not watched Game of Thrones.
Oh God.
I've not watched that. There's another one.
Oh,
I know you're going to.
I put it to you all here that can hear me right now that Brian should be unsat, not unseated, like he should be removed from what? Never mind, I'm being dramatic.
There is
You're allowed
one
to
that
have seen some shows. I
there
haven't
is
seen
one that
any.
everyone. There is one that everyone has watched that I've not watched.
I'm curious
What is
about
it?
this.
I don't know.
Very
It's
curious.
Is it about
about
bank robbers and all? Them, what is money heist or what?
Money
no.
Heist.
I've watched that. I've watched that one. There's this one about a guy who I think he was a teacher, then he became a chemist, something like a drug dealer, something like
Breaking
that.
Bad.
I've not watched Breaking Bad.
Okay, let me be clear. You're allowed to say you've not finished Breaking Bad. You're allowed to say, "Oh, I stopped at season 1 and I waited for you to finish and I did not continue." That's my table. You've not seen Breaking Bad at all.
I have not seen it at all. But
that is really good writing, by the way. That was beautiful writing, beautiful stuff. It's on my list to see again this year.
It's a goal for me next year to really watch those 3 shows.
Why are you waiting until next year?
Yeah,
what are you
I
waiting
don't know why
for?
I've not watched it. I don't know why I've not watched it. Like, I don't
Please
know.
go and watch it.
But
We will discuss it next week. Please go and watch it. I will disturb your life.
I will watch that one.
I haven't seen any Fast and Furious film. I've never
Abo-
seen one Fast and Furious film. I've never seen one 007 film. Those are forgivable offenses.
Ah.
What? 007.
She said,
You know,
she has
I've
said,
even taken time to go and watch the old version of 007.
Those are forgivable,
uh,
forgivable. They're very forgivable, right? Not big, like not great TV, not great TV. My issue with films is I like they're too short. So when I watch it, I'm like, my brain now continues it. No offense, but yeah, my brain does that. When I'm done with a film, my brain is like, imagine if it went like I do that with every film, but with films, I tend to go extra. But with series, when it's well done, there's a chance that I would be satisfied with where it ended enough to not continue it in my head. Just enough to say, okay, I don't like this, or this could have been better, I'll just move on. I'm more of a series person.
yeah, maybe that's why I've also not watched it.
Oh
Not a
my God,
series, but then,
Three
but
Idiots
I
is
will.
awesome. Have you seen Dangal?
No.
Maureen is back to be my bestie now.
Winners and sinners.
Winners
I
and
haven't
sinners.
seen Sinners.
Come on, that one was. That one has been watched. There's one more has said there are 3 Idiots. This one I had to watch it. I don't know. I think when I was growing up, that was one of the films that if you hadn't watched it, people would even chase you. It's like watching the Aki and Popo. Like who has not watched Aki and Popo?
No, don't do that. Don't do that. 3 Idiots is so good. Okay, so another fun fact about me is I'm obsessed with storytelling, like I said that before. So like every branch of storytelling, right? And 3 Idiots, the guy that wrote 3 Idiots, the writer, is actually my favorite Indian novelist.
Oh.
So he did 3 Idiots, he did Half Girlfriend, he did 2 States, he did 2.5 or something point someone. Like he's good. He used to be a banker. He used to be a banker that became a novelist, and now is like he has written so much. So it's a cross between he's my favorite writer. The book became the movie, and here's where it gets tricky. The person that did the film, the Khan guy, Amar Khan, is my favorite Indian filmmaker. So it's like my two favorite people collab to do something, and then I can watch it again and again and again. It's funny, but it makes sense. It's what I love about sitcoms. It's knowledge that is passed in a very funny way, not someone forcing you to learn.
Yeah.
It's not how they write today anymore. Lately, it feels like when they're writing, they're like talking so you would see, even if you're not. I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's a hard sell. They're trying to mansplain everything to you in film, especially on Netflix and a lot of the streaming platforms. And I guess it's because of competition. But like back then, it used to be that you would get what they're saying. Like you would draw your own conclusions. There's a journey to learning what you need to learn. No one was mansplaining. They were just giving you good story that had like really good lessons. It's peak writing. Yeah. It's peak writing. Please, three. No offense, but 3 Idiots is. It's not Aki and Popo level. Please don't do that to me, please. Thank you. I'll cry.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for today's session.
Wait, hold on. Let me
Okay.
just ask, why did you choose to use Zoom, like instead of Google Meet or I don't know, X? Because I think there would be more people online if they didn't have to download an app. Like I had to delete pictures, videos in order to install Zoom.
Yeah. So the challenge, we started with Google Meet, and we had Google Meet was there. But you see, the challenge we had was that we wanted to have our sessions like recorded and uploaded, like maybe not even me, but for future use. Some of us who have been in the sessions can go back and listen to them. Also, even to share to those people who maybe didn't attend. But now the challenge we had with Google Meet was that it was limiting us like on how to on how to, because you had to record it, you had to upload it. It was a lot of work. So we just asked around people. We like, guys, where best can we put this session whereby it's not limiting so many people? Because people would ask you, because people actually watch the recorded sessions, they would ask you, can I get the recorded session? Can I watch it? and then like there's nowhere they can find it. Yeah, because sometimes you could record and then doesn't
Mhm.
record. Sometimes you could record and then like the PC blacks out. Like it was a lot of challenges. But now with Zoom, even like when we have like maybe a few people in the live sessions, at least people are able to get the recorded the recorded sessions. And then also the beauty is that we stream it again like on YouTube, but like directly. We don't have to like to record and have to ask now go back to upload it. It was really tricky for us. So that is why we actually went on with Zoom.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Yeah. So we said let's go with the few that we can get on the live sessions. Others can really get with the uploaded version because it's already automatically uploaded there.
Okay.
Yeah. So Fred, are you from Uganda? You speak like you are in Canada.
No, I can speak like a Ugandan if you want me to. But no, I stay in Sweden. It's just that the English we learn here is usually American English. So, and since I travel to Uganda like a lot, so I mix. Maybe that's why I sound Canadian.
Yeah. Because as someone from Uganda, from Mukono, from Barara, from Mbale.
No, I'm from Masaka. I'm a Masaka boy.
Even from Masaka, it's even difficult. Yeah. So, Fred, I will ask you to lead us in a prayer. Like, I feel like this has been a session that has been led by the Holy Spirit. Yeah. Tamara told us her mom is a pastor. Then Benji said amen. So I will request Fred to lead us in a prayer. And yeah, guys, let's catch up. Those that have shared.
Should I start?
Yeah. Sure, please.
Okay, thank you, God, for this moment of sharing between me and other people in the industry. The industry is not easy, but thank you for bringing us together. And thank you for the knowledge that's been spread amongst us, creatives. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
guys.
it's a short one.
Amen.
It's a short one, but yeah, we'll get it, guys. For me, mine is Brian Kabugoza all over social media platforms. Let's keep in touch. Yeah, and we see how we can grow the industry.
But Brian, before you go, so
Okay.
from here, this is my first time to be here. Now, from here, how do we continue being in touch?
So we have our WhatsApp group. Let me just share the link to that WhatsApp group. It has almost all those filmmakers, like so many of them. Let me just share the link here. Sorry, I didn't share it before. I've loved today's session.
But I'm using a phone and it doesn't give me any space or a messaging pane. Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, I get it. Thank you.
Yeah,
I
I've
was
shared it in the
doubting it
chat.
too much. Yeah,
Yeah?
now I've seen it. Sure.
Okay. All right, guys. Good night. Yeah, the session is done, but those of us that can stay on the chat can still. Let me just end it for the people who will be streaming.
And I mean, sure.
All right, guys.
Thank
I
you.
have to go.
Been great.
I have work. Thank you so much, though. This was so much fun.
Yes, great.
Yeah,
All
same
right.
with me. Nice to be here. First time. I just found you by mistake. And as I said, I deleted pictures, videos, like audition tapes, just to download the app. So see you next time.
All right.
Bye.